am only a few days old. Please be lenient with me.
No, not in the slightest.
You said it was Goblin, Deep Speech, and Elvish?
Yes.
Dalka cannot understand you.
So he's gonna eat you.
Probably. He'll think you're some kind of creature. Caleb, no one in the party knows a single language that you know.
I bring this up, DM, because I don't speak common.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for you.
I could have chose to take common.
You could have.
You can easily pick up common.
You can pick. You can customize your character all the way until pre-show. Just if you're gonna change any major things to the backstory, you need to let me know.
So you have it tomorrow pre-show. Day.
Although, if you do have any last minute questions, I recommend getting them in tonight because tomorrow I don't know how busy I'm gonna be. So.
Trying to remember, because I remembered when we were talking about it with the advancements and the evolution. You did say that I would have a fear aura. I imagine you decided not that.
Yeah, I was going through the Chimera stuff, and I did change it up because of how I decided to focus the species as from the concept of a sentient race or a creature that's gained sentience. It'd make more sense that you'd focus on trying to make to adapt to your environment over because the Chimera, as I kind of explained it in the if you read through it, it's basically a perfected hunter, a stealth hunter designed to be really good at killing its prey. A fear aura would cause prey to run away from you, which would be kind of the opposite of what you're trying to do. So it made no sense to give you the fear aura. That's why I gave you more like a powerful breath weapon and some other options.
Okay.
Rather than a fear, you'd be more likely to develop something like fucking I don't know, like a constant weaker version of Pass Without Trace.
Well, he has a boost to his stealth when he becomes an elder. The adult version gains a stronger shell and basically comes into its own with its breath weapon, and then the elder version gains a little bit of a bonus to stealth, AC, and survivability. And I'm only saying this all because anybody can go look at this right now if they wanted to. So, but yeah. So yes, to answer your question with a long answer, I did remove your fear aura for the purpose of how the character would probably hunt.
Yeah, that's fine. Now I'm trying to think, cause with how I was gonna have this thing, it just left Oventium. It wouldn't really stick around in the town. It would leave. You're not gonna get perfection from a bunch of merchants that happen to be staying by or in the town of near Oventium. I don't know if the goblin would have time to learn common, unless Kuno would have taught it common before it left.
Also, none of the dwarves would have been speaking in common that deep in. Most would be speaking dwarvish. When you guys go and visit towns and such, most of the time they start speaking common around or to you because you're not dwarvish or you're not dwarves. So, however, most of the time people will speak in their native language.
I mean, Kuno knew common. It's up to you if he taught to you or not. It's your character.
Alright, I'll take common. I'm trying to think if I'm gonna go based on if it would have heard, it would have at least learned some dwarvish words as it passed by people, but it's not enough to actually speak the language.
Yo, pull a Santo. He only knows the word for beard and pants in dwarvish. He's figuring it out.
Alright. Now, as for the class, should I multi-class or just stick with one?
All on you, man.
No. Alright.
So...
What's up?
Not much. Just chilling, waiting for people to trickle in.
Wait, Dan, why'd you write lol no? What's wrong with the mighty Gim?
I have given my answer.
sad day.
I'm excited to see Wolf's character in action.
I'm afraid.
You shouldn't be. It's
No, you should be. No, Wolf is playing the opposite of what's going to be helpful to you today.
You know what? From what Wolf told me, it's gonna be a phenomenal character.
Look, I'm waiting because I want to see if this character does good by us. I'll give him a chance. We're gonna see.
Oh man. Well, like I said, this is gonna go one of 6 ways, depending on which doorway you guys decide to go through today. So it should be interesting.
All right, everyone to a door. Let's see how bad this goes.
Well, I mean, there is a what a
party TPK.
I choose option 7. Everyone to a door.
God damn it! What were you saying, Cook?
I'm saying if there's 12 doors, let's roll a d12 and leave it to chance.
No, your rolling always goes poorly for us. No.
Hey, I crit confirmed a dungeon. Thank you very
No,
much.
I'm talking about your rolling for directions. It always goes poorly.
Listen, it'll work eventually.
Your stick method almost let us in a circle like twice.
And you know what? That was 2 times that we didn't die.
No, we didn't go the second time because we ignored it completely because it was dumb, and then we walked the other way.
Nonsense.
Because I wasn't gonna walk in circles in DM's dungeon.
Maybe the D12s were the friends we made along the way.
No, they were not. But I just got some news. Apparently, I'm gonna be an uncle.
Ah.
Which I already was, because my middle brother has like 3 kids. But none of them are his, so he's just a stepdad to them. But yeah, no, the youngest, he finally knocked up some chick on one of his firefighting outings, and so he put a ring on it and married her. We'll see how that goes. No, you guys will be fine today. I mean, Wolf's not fully playing a character that's not gonna use his intelligence in the slightest, and therefore not be helpful, until you guys end up fighting something.
I'll have you know, my intelligence is a 14.
Yes, but
It's better than mine.
the question will be is, can you get the answer?
I'll say, that's the same.
Well, that depends entirely on your weird riddles.
They're not weird. Last time I literally just picked them off of a fucking children's riddle website, and y'all are fucking idiots. Alright, that ain't my fault.
That whole, like, Duramar riddle picture was complete bullshit, and you know it.
I made it up!
So easy!
It was! It was easy. The simple... Listen, Duramar wasn't an artist. Maybe next time make your character that dies an artist.
Oh my god.
It's not my fault I accentuated his drawing skills. You're right. Next time I'll draw even more cruder, because I'll be honest, that was probably an unfair, uplift to his abilities.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna do caveman paintings in the future, don't worry. And in fact, you're right, Cook. Next time I'm gonna draw it by hand instead of on paint. We're gonna make this really helpful. Like I said, my corpses are well known.
Well, you weren't drawing corpses.
How do you know? You never guessed the riddle right.
You know what? I guess so. And if I'm correct, if I even have an answer, we had to go get the keys anyways.
No, it had an answer. Literally the answer was where to get the keys. Also, there was some real irony to the whole thing, which I'm not going to bring up because the Monday group's still going, and you guys could still possibly go back and try and solve it. Although unlikely, it's still a chance.
No, the party agreed way back then that we're not going back, and no part of them said
that's fine.
we're not doing it.
And at the end of the campaign, you can ask me, hey, what was the actual answer to the riddle? And I will give you the answer.
Well, we got 1 key from the Rakshasa. Well, we were going to. And then it disappeared.
And then you got a key from, what's his name? Maznod.
Matrix Buddy, yeah. We had 2 of the 3.
Yeah?
Well, we almost had 2 of the 3, and we dropped the fucking key.
Mm-hmm. Listen, At least your airship wasn't shot out of the sky by meteors with krakens waiting below it.
Yeah, no, I evaporated myself before that could happen.
Yes, the Duramar who's still listed as MIA.
Yeah.
It's a question of where did he go?
You told me that he retired.
I know,
He,
but
all his memories came back.
yeah, the question is where did he go?
He said fuck this noise and went over to whatever dragon realm.
No, I think that's just you, Cook.
I mean, yeah, I'd also do that.
Man. No, I've got today's plans. So we're just missing a Robert and a Maya for when they show up. But they got like 10 minutes. Oh, man. I do not want to go to work on Monday.
Ooh, I know what weapon I'll take. This is a cannon item, hooray!
I will say one that Caleb brought up, I fully forgot was a legit item. I thought I had made something. I had to go look it up. Also, I did not know that I made that fucking knife. I don't recall what I was doing that night, but Jesus.
I do, because you were making items Caleb kept sending, so you made that as a joke, because his name at the time, you called him Stabby. So you
Oh. Yeah. Oh, I made a +5 random item. It's a dagger that's got a lot of power, but has a really bad drawback of it takes out half your HP.
Well, up to half, and you do the same damage to the person you stab.
Mm-hmm.
Thus was born the Stabby.
Yeah, no, it's something to do with the fact of something that Cook and Chasten told me at one point about, like, Stabby, like, stabbing it, or, like, Caleb stabbing his hand with a fucking knife at lunch or something like that.
No, I told you his nickname at the time was Stabby.
Which I asked you where the nickname came from, and I thought that was the whole story.
I would say I don't remember.
Yeah, I got no idea.
I don't know. Everyone.
I don't remember ever calling you Stabby until you came into this group chat.
His nickname on Discord for a little while was Stabby.
Yeah, over in Trent's Discord.
No, it wasn't. Because I had a tendency to try and stab shit always at random in a game. I don't think it was that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Is Big Room?
Yo, Maya, what's going on?
Not much.
Okay.
What's been going on shenanigan-wise in voice chat?
Well, Maya, today's your worst enemy. Welcome to the puzzle episode.
No! Guys, I suddenly have to go. Something just came up.
Too late, motherfucker. You're already here.
What Justin said too.
You don't want me or Sigrun here for the puzzle episode. I'm gonna be honest, I am a burden.
Why is it not the gods that scares you? Why is it not like the big powerful CR20 6-30 monster? Why is it my puzzles that my players run away from?
Because I'm gonna feel. Listen, when it comes to facing gods, if I lose, I could be like, well, yeah, they're a god. Of course they're gonna win. But if you make a puzzle and I can't solve it, and you tell me you got it off of like preschoolpuzzles.com, then I have to deal with the shame.
Well,
I have to deal with the shame.
That did happen last time when they got tired of it. You weren't there for that session, but yeah.
I was gonna say I've been lucky. I've been lucky to not be embarrassed with the puzzles.
We're sharing a brain cell.
Before Cook tries it, by the way, Cook, I'm gonna save you the time. None of the answers is open sesame this time.
Open sesame! Well,
Yeah.
see, I'm not a doctor, so it wouldn't work.
Wrong character.
But
I know.
Sigrun says it.
I'm just letting you know that's not the answer, because that usually is one of the simple puzzle answers I like to use.
If I roll a high enough intimidation check, can I just scare the puzzle into solving itself?
I will let you roll for it. I will
Guys,
tell
I know
you,
what the plan is.
the puzzles aren't sentient, so they do have advantage on not being intimidated.
I need one of the spellcasters to make it sentient, and then I'll roll my intimidation check.
How do you make a puzzle sentient?
Magic!
So like the awakened spell. Maya, needs to be known, I, as a tiny cat, have the same intimidation that you do.
Yeah, we can tag team it. We can intimidate together.
Maya, what's your intimidation?
Let me check. It's a plus 11.
Okay.
I have a plus.
I am
double proficient.
2 less points of intimidation behind you.
To be fair, I have a -1 to charisma. It's just that my rogue, like, multi-class gives me double expertise, so I could just override that. I'm just brute forcing it right now.
Man, one day I'll get a 20 in a stat.
I'm gonna start painting on the walls as we walk.
Ugh.
Oh, you guys.
Is it gonna be more nude women, or?
I don't know yet.
I'm waiting for someone to make an oath to one of Durali's paintings.
Bro,
And be
See-
a
oath,
paladin of thirst.
oath of the art.
Last time we had an ode to a tabaxi, the step down below it, we watched that tabaxi betray everything that the players loved and cared for. So, never forget.
The only tabaxi I ever remember is Cameron.
Oh, there's one more famous than Cameron
yeah.
but it's famous in the way of killing killing players and not getting players killed.
Goodness.
Correct.
Tibus wasn't a tabaxi, he was a Fellis.
Who the fellas?
Oh, which is a subrace. Although it's listed separately.
It, though.
Yeah, although listed as
Yeah.
separate, because back then D&D Beyond didn't have subraces that I could actually use in my editor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, technically, Dibus is the most well-known tabaxi, like, for me personally in the campaign. He's who I think of right away, but he's, you know, again, he's technically a Fellis, but semantics.
Correct.
Hunter, what? Hunter, those terrible rolls, my guy. What do you do? There you go.
What happened? Is he rolling? Oh, is he rolling in chat?
Yeah, I'm changing my dice.
He has incredible modifiers, but he was rolling a bunch of low rolls.
I don't want to fucking hear incredible modifiers after what happened Friday night, alright?
Uh-oh.
I didn't have a below
Friday night.
a +10 on any of my rolls, and I couldn't roll higher than a fucking 15 all night. I had such shit rolls. Like, it didn't matter, to be in truth, but I had such shit rolls all night except for my initiative.
No, you had another good roll. You had one more. You rolled a high Arcana.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
You're like a
No.
Fighting Asmodeus wasn't going to be hard enough, but the dice god said, you're not ready.
The dice god
And
said, "Are you sure about that?"
I got bullied hard. It sucked.
He died, but Gimp the Imp is still alive. Somewhere.
Like, no hard feelings, 100%. I was outgunned from the get-go, but man, I got bullied hard. Oh, that was
the dice gods are picky.
I
They
tried
are
so
picky
hard. I got
indeed.
that a free bottle. I was so happy. It's still.
No, I thought I was gonna have 2 other powerful like magic item users, and I was banking on that. I did not expect my own buddies to fuck me over, and that was a failed mistake on my part dealing with the father of lies.
Oh yeah. Once Grumpy and Hunter's turn came out, they were playing Mephistopheles and Zariel respectively, and we didn't know until during.
Oh no! Like a
So we
surprise
We got
betrayal.
immediately fucked. But I made Mephistopheles lose his floor forever. I banished him from Pulse.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's great.
And I mean, and right as Mephistopheles came back, my character Zariel was like, "Nah, Chief, you ain't coming back in."
You're not. The boss said you're not allowed.
Boss said you ain't allowed.
God damn, though, that was rough.
Boss said plans have changed.
I feel like the only person who won that was Rugar, Killaback, and Zariel.
Hey, now let's be real. The real winner in all of this was Gimp with all that he accomplished. This little imp, level 20 barbarian, did everything.
Oh man, that was sucked, man. As soon as that hit, the fucking hell.
Maya, I tried to make you proud. I was the same subclass as Secret.
Yo, barbarian or same rogue subclass?
Barbarian Zealot.
Nice. It's a good one. I vibe with it.
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't get to use the attack things. I just got really lucky with an Afridi bottle, and this little imp did a lot of work.
Yeah. I mean, if you're dealing with, I don't remember what the like big devil's resistances and weaknesses are, but I know if you're zealot, you could do radiant damage each attack, which is probably good.
So, because of my thing, I believe mine was set to necrotic.
Oh.
I don't think many fiends resist either or necrotic. So
I wouldn't know. I haven't looked at a lot of stats.
I know pit fiends don't. Their big thing is fire, and a couple
Yeah,
fiends.
pit thing is fire and lightning, I believe, and I think also poison.
Most fiends are fire, and a couple are cold, and that's really it. They're not, other than like non-magical attack.
Yeah.
They just have a lot of health.
Oh man, it's a hell of a fucking night. Oh man. Ooh, excuse me.
Just no one expected the little warbling on the front.
Hey, it's the underdog story.
It really was, because
No, it wasn't.
Is that he refused to evolve just forever.
It was not an underdog story. We got slaughtered. We got slaughtered badly.
Did the imp survive?
Yes.
Then it's an underdog story. It just wasn't an underdog story for you guys.
Yeah. When Asmodeus decided he was done, he killed like our lich that was becoming god and everything, and then he looked at me and just said interesting and teleported me away. So
our Gimp the Imp, the standard bearer of Grong, was truly the MC of the entire story.
Yes, he's the protagonist.
With that said,
I tried everything to keep Grong alive.
Let's, well, that was a failed option in the get-go. Let's get this party on the road. Let's see what our parties can accomplish. Heads up now for those who are just like to skip to the start of the show, as I always put time cards in there in the chat, so you can easily do that. This is going to be a very heavy puzzle episode, probably. So we're gonna see how well the players do today. So tune in for like the last 20 minutes of the episode as they finish the first puzzle of the night. The next 2 to 3 hours.
DM believes in us more than I do.
Well, I know. See, I've set these up. You'll finish the puzzle one way or another. Whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, or you're gonna finish one of these. All right. So yeah, last time we left off, the party kind of had a time fluffing about, a little bit of an RP as well as a looking around session. Last week, of course, we had taken some time off. We didn't have many players due to the Memorial Weekend and other circumstances at the time, and so due to that, we ended up with no session, unfortunately. However, we are here today, and but prior to that, the party had spent their time kind of messing around for the most part. Lucius got a bunch of drawings put on his panda face, and then messed with Sigrun's food. A lot of grab ass, a lot of entertainment, and not much really learned amongst the party. That pretty much generally sums it up. After meeting a few dead people and finding out their fates, the party was brought to the 12 Lords Trials by Trinitas himself. Upon opening up the door, you lot, all included, walk through, and on the other side you see a creature standing there. Would you like to describe yourself, Wolf?
Yes. In front of you, you see a 3-foot tall cloaked figure. Long, well, about 3-foot long cloak fully wrapped around, the shoulders and body of whatever this creature is, with a massive fucking pumpkin head. Not actually a pumpkin, just the size of a pumpkin. Kind of looks up at all of you, and you see 2 large tusks, one kind of slightly broken off, like a few inches down. You see a weird little 3-foot tall Loxodon. Fully like hood up, fully cloaked, looking up at you guys. You see movement under the cloak as this thing shifts, and quickly as it begins to walk towards you, you see it is a head, 2 arms, and a torso. There is nothing below the waist. It is walking on its hands over in your direction. Hey! Who the fuck are you? Do I know who the fuck they are?
You don't. You were brought down here and told to wait by the young humanoid that had told you that the rest of your party had arrived. You didn't know who this party was. You didn't travel with anybody. But as properly as you were given the order, you stood and waited.
Are you my party?
I look up at him because even with half body, I'm still shorter than him. And I stared him dead-eyed and just say, I guess.
What?
Pleased to meet you. I balance on one of my hands and extend my other to shake yours.
I'll take it. Fuck it.
My friends call me Stumpy.
Sigrun is like shocked and mesmerized, like she has no idea how to react to this sight. I don't think she's ever seen the Loxodon before either, so this is...
You passed statues of them prior to, but they're depicted as like 8 feet tall, big hulking
bigger than
muscles.
Scrofey.
Yeah, these are very proud and respectable warriors.
Like a fellow comrade in arms, and now she's seen this.
The history's always had 5 inches.
Hey, she's not saying anything. She's just like staring as he balances on one hand.
His eyes are up there, you know.
When I take his hand, I'll introduce myself as Durali, and I'll allow the others to introduce themselves one by one.
Durali, pleased to meet you.
It's a pleasure. And then I'll step out of the way so he can introduce himself to everyone else.
Who else we got?
My name's Vamorn, and this strapping stallion is Tycharis.
The very tall stallion laughs.
Yes, my mount. A nightmare. Big Tycharis.
A very large nightmare.
Yeah, actually huge in size, to be honest.
Loves to get drunk.
Yeah.
Beautiful steed. And you? I look at the big one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh wait, which big one?
Say that as you look up, you see Lucius and Sigrun. The humanoid with marker drawn on his face, and then the very large Scrofey woman.
Poor lady.
Hey, she's got a fur skirt thing.
Okay, the half-naked boar lady.
Sigrun Bjorneklo. It's, she kind of like really hunches down to shake your hand, and she looks like she's trying really hard to like not accidentally knock you over. Like she's clearly trying to be careful. She's like, pleasure to meet you, Stumpy.
Sir, you... yeah, he shakes your hand. Feels fucking solid.
Ooh, you see she like perks up at that, like, whoa.
Stumpy, you feel your hand burn slightly.
Let go. Whew. That's hot.
Sorry, I probably grip too strong. Happens. She like flexes a bit.
Oh, all right. And sorry, I cut you off, friend.
Oh, no worries. Used to it. I'm Lucius.
Y'all are
Silurion.
fucking depressing.
We've been through a lot.
Holy shit. Who the fuck did they send me?
Lucius takes a minute, pauses it. Do you continue the introduction, Lucius, or do you just go back to being coy?
So, the Raleigh, where are we going?
As you all kind of look up behind the one you now know as Stumpy, or who has introduced himself as Stumpy, you see 12 statues, all of unique figurines, kind of portrayed out as these well-designed, different gemstones, some precious stones to carve them out. But each of them seem to be slowly cracking with this grayish color that's emitting from the statues themselves. Beneath the statues, you see 12 doors, all 6 of which still seem to be made of what looks to be a solid stone wall and just having a doorway entrance. The other 6 having very ornate-looking wood doors that each you can sense a slight magic coming from. There's also, lastly, a 13th door that looks to be broken. What looks to have been once a very nice ornate wooden design, depicting some sort of creature that none of you can make out due to the fact of the ruin the door has seen over the years. No statue stands above it. Otherwise, the room seems to be a very simple, open kind of courtyard shape with a very solid white brick flooring and simple grayish black bricks all up around the walls.
What statue depicts room number 3?
So the doors that are open are depicted from. We'll go 1 through 6 here for you. The first seems to show 2 twin giants standing next to each other. Kind of looking about, or with them both each holding what looks to be 2 different strange-looking staves. One that seems to have a depiction of a clock on it, the other that seems to have a depiction of some sort of orb that sucks in light from around it. The second one seems to be a very tall giantess, specifically from what you all can tell, due to her size, looks to be either a storm or cloud giant, carrying what looks to be another very unique staff that seems to have a little green or a little blue teardrop gemstone hanging from it, as well as a war drum at the top of it. Otherwise, no other real features kind of stick out from her. Following them seems to be a very simply designed black dragonborn, kind of perched almost like a stone gargoyle with wings coming out of it, giving it more of a dragonkin appearance. The stone on this one seems to be almost bent to black. The armor seems to be kind of corrupted and looking almost malformed on the creature. After that, you have a simple-looking young humanoid who seems to be smiling bright, looking with eyes full of cheer, a very rough-cut haircut, a little small cloak on them, and what looks to be a staff in one hand and a sword in the other. They look to be kind of like holding it out as if going for a hug around someone. Following that, you see another one that seems to be a black-colored, elvish-featured creature, looking to be wearing a strange, kind of barbed crown around its head, carrying what looks to be a ruby-setted gauntlet on its hand, as well as another item that looks like it was in its hand but has broken off and disappeared somewhere. And finally, the last one you see is just a simple black orb that seems to be kind of floating in the center of the statue with nothing really around it. It just seems to be a simple orb on this statue.
Durali, not trying to enter the door, I think would like to step forward towards the second door and kind of take her staff off and look at the depiction, look at the staff, to look at the similarities.
Give me an investigation check. And I will mention, Key would be joining you lot at the very beginning of this, so you would see her kind of pop in.
That's a 25.
25. As you look it over, the teardrop is the same color. It's almost identical, the item, except for the drum above it.
So the war drum looks different than my war drum.
Wait, which one do you have?
I have the staff of war.
Ah, never mind. My apologies. No, yes, I thought you had the staff piece. Yes, the drum looks to be identical, and the teardrop looks familiar to you, as if you've seen that item before, on another staff.
Drawley just looks at the others, lifts her staff, motions towards the staff that looks almost the same, and kind of like gives a, should we?
You first.
Isn't that the one that made us all crazy?
Yes. That's what this one does, is I wave the one in my hand.
To be fair, I think we were all already crazy.
Yeah, only so many encounters with death before your sanity is affected.
Well, I haven't heard disagree.
So what's anyone know anything about these 12 fellers here?
I know a little from my talks with a friend of mine.
You can give me history checks for whoever wants
Can I
to try.
see if I can recall any information about a darker past surrounding the room I'm in?
Oh!
Can
Interesting
advantage
wording.
history checks for that.
Yeah, you know what? Sure, I'll allow it.
Is that a blood hunter thing?
Yeah, blood hunter
Hell
thing.
yeah.
Drawley knows some about this.
17.
17 from Vormorn, okay.
17 from me too.
Okay.
Oh.
Anybody else wanting to give it a shot?
What's a history check?
I mean,
Yeah.
I'll roll it. I only have a 2.
I have a -1.
17.
That's a 7.
Yeah, I rolled
7 for King.
5.
25.
Damn.
Statues.
Alright. Vormorn, we'll start with you. As you kind of start to think about it, looking over the statues of all of them, the elf looks to be very familiar to, similar to most Drow, from what you can gather. The two giants, you recognize them immediately as Zelm and Mells from the King's Head Tavern, mostly because their statues they have little mini statues of themselves throughout the King's Head Tavern. Otherwise, you don't really recognize most of these statues, other than like passing rumors about some ancient powers at one point existed. But to be honest, it never really interested you, as far as it goes. Lucius, specifically for this room, you don't recall at first any history that you've ever read, but for a moment your blood hunter capability starts to kind of, or your blood starts to slightly flow differently, and a strange mist starts to appear all around you. You feel your body kind of getting lighter, as if you're losing, like you're hungry, and you start to see an image of this shadow-like creature clawing at and cutting apart the other 11 statues. You don't see the orb, but you see the 11 others just being attacked relentlessly from the shadow creature, seemingly coming from a portal, and it going bloodily bad for those 11 that you see. You watch one by one as it looks like they try to retreat, and you see 2 of them fall there. The dragonborn-looking creature and the dwarf-looking creature both seem to be cut down there. But otherwise, nothing else as far as the history goes. You don't hear voices and you don't hear anything specific, but you do see that. And then for Stumpy, who got the 25, it took me a minute. I was like looking at my thing. With a 25, surprisingly, due to your background, you're not very familiar with most of these creatures. However, you do have heard stories of two of them that look identical to statues of beings that your people back in their homeland would have fought and worshipped at long ago. Being the very large-looking dragon or golden dragon statue of Aingana the Old that you immediately recognize. Her door being completely solid stone right now. Meaning no entrance, it looks like, to be found. And Fere, a very famous giant fairy dragon that was known to put cities to sleep and then eat them one by one as they awoken. Being one of the more fucked up creatures, and their door is unlocked.
And I fucking hate those things, right?
Yeah, both dragons you despise. But you also know that both of those two beings were known to have never been able to be killed by anything.
Nothing as strong as me, at least. Or wait, nothing...
Takes a second, thanks. Stumpy's,
Does he say that out loud?
Fucking dragons.
As you look...
The doors are locked, they knew I was coming.
As you look, the door seems to seal back to brick as soon as Stumpy kind of looks over towards the fairy dragon-looking creature.
Yeah, that's what I fucking
Whoa,
thought.
The ones...
I've not seen that before.
As you get closer, Sigrun, you speak giant, right?
Yes, I do speak giant. It's my native tongue.
And any others who do, you would read the names as follows. Zelman Mells, Aront Navengi, who's the storm giant, Belf the Board, the First Son, Nadolf, and Narrow are the only doors that are currently look to be open, or made of wood currently. And I am happy to type those out if you need. Don't worry.
Yeah. What was the last one?
Narrow.
Okay.
So, but I'll put them in the chat for each of you.
Well, we don't
Yeah.
know. One day said recently that he was supposedly the end of the world.
Which names go to
I'm
which
putting it down.
statues? Okay. I was just curious, because I obviously know which one's Zelman Mells and stuff, but I was curious about the others.
Yes. So, with as I mentioned here, Rotnavengi looks to be a giant storm or cloud giant, as none of you are familiar enough to be able to tell the difference. So there are the doors. Belf looks to be a Ventablack dragonborn with a kind of corroded and messed up looking armor piece. The First Son looks to be, as I described, a young humanoid male who looked to be kind of holding a staff in one hand and a sword in another and was opening up for a hug. Nadolf having what looks to be very drow-like features, the ruby gauntlet on one hand and then supposedly holding something else that looks to have disappeared as it's not there in the statue. And a crown, what looks to be kind of barbed and malformed. And the last one, Narrow, looks to be depicted as a single black orb floating. Okay, so Lucius does tell you guys about what he sees in his vision.
Okay. That's concerning.
Oh, shit.
I know their names. I can read the text on the wall. It's in giant. It's Zelman Melf, Aront Navengi, Belf the Board, the First Son. That's all it says. Nadaf and Naro for the orb.
I have this one's weapon. I'm not gonna lie, I'm tempted.
As Jirali points up to Aront Navengi.
That
The
seems
storm
like
giantess.
as good as any. I mean, do we have any better direction?
Hey, what'd that shadow creature look like in the vision? Which one of the things wasn't running away from the others?
Lucius mentions that he didn't see the black orb at all.
Ah, gotcha. My bad. Missed that.
No worries.
Well, if no one has anything against you, I'm to lead the way into Aratnavengi's door.
Yeah,
Sigrun
we gotta
doesn't
lead.
oppose.
This is your
Please.
thing.
Dragons don't want to fight me for a good reason.
Roll an insight check, Stumpy.
Sure. Insight?
Yeah.
One of the things I put. Oh, actually, I have a +8. Never mind.
Yeah.
What?
Let's see what he gets.
20.
20. It appears that the statues, from what you're guessing, yeah, they seem afraid of you.
Yeah, I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, hey. I'm a pretty quiet guy. Maybe best if I lead the way.
Oh, a fellow quiet person.
Yeah, same here.
Oh. Well, sick.
I'm old. I've got creaky
You
joints.
and me. Let's fucking
Yeah,
go,
let's-
bro.
Let's go.
Roll your stealth checks.
I'm gonna.
I'll train a little bit
come
behind them,
forward.
but I'm following.
Okay.
That's what Stumpy calls walking.
Okay.
31 stealth.
31. Okay.
I'm
Damn.
going to cast Pass Without a Trace on us.
Oh, okay.
Oh
yeah.
shit!
41.
Sweet.
41.
Oh my god.
All right.
And mine is. Ooh, only a 38.
Okay.
I only got a 26. I rolled pretty bad.
Okay. As you start to kind of walk in, Stumpy up front, followed by Vormor with Tycharis, and then Sigrun. Lucius, as you peek over their shoulders, looking past them, not really bothering with the stealth. You see it's just a single room. There's nothing in there besides the wall. What it looks like just a bunch of blue walls, slightly glowing at the moment. But as you each walk in, going through one by one into the room, you feel something kind of suddenly shove you a little bit forward, just slightly as you come through the doorway, and as you kind of lean back against it, you feel some sort of invisible wall blocking the doorway. And as each person kind of walks through, they seem to get kind of shoved forward slightly.
We're committed now.
One by one, you walk into this room. As you look around, you see a strange blue, very solid, blue bricks that seem to kind of give off a faint light, all stacked up around you, almost in a circular pattern to making the room. The floor itself seems to be made of a simple, what looks like white, fluffy material. It's really, really nice on your feet and Stumpy's hands. It's very soft to the touch and doesn't seem to take any impact as you just kind of slam your foot into it and you feel no reverberation, no pain against it. But as you look about the blue bricks, you see black metal weapons hanging on the wall, as well as a bunch of skulls, arms, tails of creatures seemingly still made of elements slightly moving that have been framed. In the center of the room, you see there are 5 pillars with each having a bowl that seems to have some sort of strange symbols on it. Those who speak giant will immediately recognize it. I'm not even going to bother to try and trick you. So from right to left, they go, and the order won't be important, just to kind of make this a little easier on you, so you don't have to write this down. It reads fire, wind, water, earth on the 2 pillars on each side, and then the central pillar reads elder. There's also, as you all look up, a cage that seems to be kind of swinging and kind of making a creaking noise from left to right, that is hanging from a chain that you see a pulley mechanism of sorts that looks to be attached that goes into the walls. You also hear something kind of clanging about up in the cage, but it's about 40 feet above you currently, kind of floating in the middle of the air. You're not really able to see anything that's inside of it at this kind
What's
of
it
angle.
smell like?
Give me a perception check.
Smell check?
Yeah.
Hey, what's it smell like? 'Cause I have advantage on these too.
Oh shit! All right, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
roll.
'cause you're drunk? Oh my gosh.
I mean, I was just gonna fly up there, but alright.
No, sniff it first.
27.
Oh yeah, I forgot. 32 passive for Key, 27 for Lucius, and for Stumpy.
21.
All right. With a 21, you do smell blood, Stumpy. You recognize it's definitely not fresh. It's old. You can smell the slight scent of Goliath blood. That kind of piques your nostrils. Lucius, as you kind of breathe in, you can tell it's older blood. You do recognize the race as Goliath, but you also smell the slight BO. You smelled this only once before, and you're not sure where. But this smells like giant, or a giant. You can't really tell what type, but it's definitely not a fire ice giant, as you don't smell the colder coals coming off of it. As you kind of take a big whiff. Kia, with your passive perception, it's stomping pretty heavily. You can definitely hear clanging. You're pretty sure it's big. You'd guess maybe 10 feet tall, maybe taller. It's heavy, maybe in the realm of like 300 to 400 pounds, and it's wearing metal of some sort, whether it be metal armor, chainmail. You're not 100% sure. And it's definitely carrying a weapon that's got some sort of long metallic end to it, as you can hear it kind of bang against the bars. Besides that, you can't tell what it is, as you can't see it, but you can definitely make out all that from hearing it.
Should we kill it?
You want me to go take a glance?
No. Don't let it know we're here.
You hear a roar from above you.
That means nothing yet. Our stealth checks are way too high for it to know we're here.
Royce, question.
Yeah.
So the pillars, like the outermost pillars are fire, then it's wind, and the center is the elder.
Yes. And while you're thinking about that, Key, what were you about to say?
I was just saying, I mean, we are talking really loud. We should probably whisper.
I'm talking this loud because that's what my mic picks up. I am whispering.
What? That was a mic.
I can't hear you guys. My old ears aren't picking up whispers.
I'll walk
God
over.
damn it.
It's so hard to hear you all down there. You're so short.
Shut the fuck up.
Also, I
Really?
forgot I was muted. Sigrun would have told the party about like what's written on the bulls, including like the elder in the
Okay.
center.
Okay.
Cool.
So I'm not the smart type. I feel like elder has something to do with our friend in the cage.
Like we need to bleed into it. Bleed him into it.
Probably, unless he has an item we just put in it, or a
Oh.
skin.
I'm good at bleeding.
You said there's bones of elementals across the walls.
Yes. Here, I will write the entire depiction down.
Yeah, I don't want to
we
keep
need to
asking
know.
you.
Oh yeah, I didn't catch the elemental bones part.
Me neither.
Yeah, I got the weapons. Oh, creatures seemingly still made of elementals and moving. Joy.
You think we need to grab one of these weapons and cut some elemental shit? This is gonna get real dark real quick.
I mean, the arms and tails are moving, but they're severed, are they not? Do we not just need to grab them?
I mean,
it would make sense fire to fire, wind to wind, you know.
As you say this, suddenly appears in the center room as a light, some sort of projection spell goes off, and you see this female storm giantess with long flowing hair, towering over each of you, some more than others. And she looks down at you lot, and she kind of starts reading from something, as if she's reading from some sort of tablet or like written paper that she has. And she looks about and goes, "For those who've chosen to take this challenge and one day take our place, you must pass these 12 trials that we created to choose the next lot to save the world or rule it. But when I was recognized for my power over the elements, I had to create life in its truest form, and only through my mastery of these elements was I able to prove it in its greatest form. Prove your mastery by naming such a creature." And the depiction disappears. And yes, I will write that down so that way, or I will put that down in the chat so you can see it.
So we don't need the items, we just need the names? She like looks a little confused as she glances around the room.
Well, if we need names, we may as well go ask the weird person in the cage.
The rabid black metal armored storm giant?
Yeah.
Keyword being rabid?
Yes.
Hey, I speak giant. Last time we had a run-in with hostile giants, Sigrun smooth talked their way in. So,
Okay,
you
now
know.
I feel there was a big difference between hostile and rabid.
Hey, Sigrun also has experience with being rabid. It's fine. He's in a cage.
I love Lucius's
Just don't lower
comment
him.
on the side there.
Yeah.
Just don't lower it all the way. You know?
Oh, I was
just
just-
enough.
I was just gonna fly up and.
All right.
Oh. Yeah, go for it.
As you fly up there, you see the bleeding-eyed storm. What you think might be a storm giant. It's a little bit shorter than what you expected. It seems to be wearing full shining black armor that seems to have strange runes written all over it. A long sword made of the same black metal. Again, more strange runes drawn all over it. And as soon as you pop your head up around, or above the bottom of the cage, even at a few feet away, the thing immediately, foam coming out of its mouth, starts trying to stab at you through the cage as you watch as the sword can't break through. You do see that the cage seems to have some sort of automatic, or some sort of locking system on that's tied to the pulley system that's holding the cage up in the air, though.
Oh, I'm gonna fly back down. I think he has rabies.
Happens to the best of warriors.
It
Yeah,
does.
I've been there a time or two myself.
You see, I'm at the impasse of wondering if we're supposed to name a creature that is the truest form of life, or naming a creature that is the truest form of each element.
I mean, we can try both.
Yeah, I mean, out of
Master by naming
character.
such a creature signifies a singular. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking we need one creature because that's how it's written.
But also then there's all the bulls and stuff, which is could be a red herring, but
It seems like there's a lot of directions.
Sigrun thinks it's naming one of each creature in character. That's what she's thinking. Out of character, I feel like that's wrong.
Well, I'd like input from the rest of the party because I'm sure not the smartest here.
Fuck if I know.
Why don't you just start naming shit?
Do any of us know a lot about elementals?
Can't you make
Shit.
Earth ones?
Not particularly.
I
I think
Are
we're
those
talking to
all-
Sigrun, who can make Earth Elementals.
I mean, I know some
Well-
fucking dragons who were
That's the
like
thing, it's
super
like-
good at each element.
they're just called earth elementals. I don't know if they're the purest form of their earth.
What would happen if we put the elemental bones into the pools of water? That's a good question, don't you think, guys?
Go for it.
I mean, we still could.
Can
Maybe
we
that would
easily
like give us
tell
an answer.
like which bones belong to like what elementals? Are they like charred or?
Yeah, most of them still have like either they're somewhat, in a sense, elemental skin or flesh. You will still see fire kind of burning on one of the tails, wind kind of floating about, creating a face that's been mounted. What almost looks like a gelatin-like stack of a water, or like a jellyfish kind of hung on the wall, and what looks to be a simple rock that seems to have a spout or has two legs that have been chopped off and hung onto the wall.
Yeah, Geodude.
Gotcha. And it's only these four. There's not like a weird fifth one that might represent Elder or whatever, right?
Nope.
Question.
Yes.
Out of character, Royce. Scrofey, I know their native tongue is giant. Do they count as giants, like creatures are descended from them, or no?
No, they do not.
Okay. I was gonna use Sigrun blood, but that doesn't work.
Robert, that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that one's name is that's a Daka quote if I've ever heard
Definitely
one.
a Daka.
All right. Well, am I capable of removing one of these elemental pieces from the wall?
As you go up to reach onto the wall and grab one off, kind of like using Tycharius while sitting on him to kind of keep yourself higher up off the ground, you go to pull and it doesn't budge. You can give me a strength check to see if you can pull it harder.
Maybe you have to say their names.
Yeah, I definitely know their names. Who has identify? Or legend lore.
The rest of the party looks at you silently.
Alright, I appreciate you all giving me your input. Thank you.
No,
Yep.
I'm checking something. Yeah, sorcerers don't get legend lore, and I don't have identify.
Understood.
How's that? Do you want help with that strength check?
You see, I don't know if this is more of a strength trial than a brainy trial, but
I don't think it's a strength trial.
Sigrun wants to try something.
Can I make a history check about elementals?
Yeah. Anything specific you're looking for, or just general?
Either like the strongest ones, or like maybe the earliest ones, like more like in primordial kind of elementals.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a history check.
While he does that, can
Yep.
Sigrun just go up to the rock, like the leg rocks, just say, she'll say in giant, earth elemental, and then try to grab him?
As she does, she pulls. Give me a strength check.
Okay, so no, it didn't work. I thought maybe it was just that fucking simple.
What was your history check for, Morn?
15.
With a 15, the High Queen was the most notable, most powerful elemental. Besides that, some believe the recently risen Shagnarok is one of the leftover primordials that was extremely powerful. Yeah. Otherwise, you get nothing else.
I guess I'll start off with saying the High Queen.
As you do, you see as the cage lowers halfway down, and the giant you hear in the cage starts to get angrier and starts rattling the cage more.
Okay.
That was bad.
Wrong answer.
I got a 12, by the way. I rolled really shit.
As you pull, it does not. The legs do not seem to budge. It's almost as if they're not fully there. Maybe they're just part of the wall itself. It's hard to tell.
I think they're fake. I think this is all fake. It's all a lie. Like that one time, Lucius, you remember, it was all fake, and I said it was fake, and then we woke up. I think it's that.
Can I do a detect magic?
The entire room is magical, to the point where you are overwhelmed. Give me what's your casting stat?
I believe it's because I'm a warlock and a paladin. I believe it's
Both
charisma,
are
right?
All right, good. Give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh no.
13.
Yeah, there's so much magic, it's overwhelming. You can't even get a school. There's just so many spells around you. You could have no idea what kind of magic this is.
Can I put my hand on the center bowl that says Elder and try to recall information for sinister or tragic history?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a history check with your advantage.
Wow, shitty rolls. 13.
Surprisingly, you get nothing. This space has no dark side. And then for a moment, it then kicks off for a second, and then you see a group of adventurers similar to yourself, all different shadowy-looking figures, but all mismatched in shape and design. And one by one, they said a bunch of words out loud, and it sounds like they speaking the similar language to what you've heard Sigrun speak many a times, calling it giant. And you watch as the storm giant from above would be lowered and slaughter them in a single round, which is 6 seconds.
I see. Guys, don't say too much.
Yeah, we gathered that saying the wrong answer is going to bring it down. At least bit by bit. About how, because you said it was 40 feet in the air. Oh. That wasn't that fast. So we get one more, maybe.
Just so you know, I just seen that thing slaughter everybody in 6 seconds.
Okay. She said to name a creature. Potentially, it might be one that has mastery of like all the elements, yada yada. Didn't she just say she had mastery over all the elements?
Thinking, should I just say her name?
I know I'm not the brightest when it comes to the book smarts, but if she has mastery of all of them, and she has a name we know, would it not be her name? Is that the wrong assumption to have?
I mean, it's as fair of an answer as any. I'm not sure how much of it that we actually know.
I mean, if it's wrong, presumably. I mean, presumably if we're wrong, the guy drops and we potentially all get killed. However, we could try to, block the pulley system so he can't drop.
Oh, the bowls are empty. Yeah.
Oh.
Don't think that's a hint. I'm just answering PMs that I'm getting that need more public information.
Everything's a hint.
It's hey, whatever you think.
What if we put an element that goes with the bowl to get the name? Huh?
I mean, I guess it's not saying anything, so I mean, I guess.
Does alcohol count as water? Because I don't think I just have water on me.
I have a water skin. I have water.
Well, actually, Sigurd probably does have a water skin, but...
Yeah.
I have a very small...
I would rather play it safe, Sigurd, I'm sorry. I think we should just use water skin.
I'd like to hold up my really small water skin.
Okay.
Do you need help reaching the bowl, my friend?
I nod.
I'll pick her up and hold her leveled to the watered bowl.
We'll pour in some water, let's see what happens.
As you do, a small water elemental suddenly spawns out of the bowl into the bowl and seems to start to just swim around.
What is your name? What is it? She's saying that in giant.
It does not respond.
Shit.
Alright, can I use a tinderbox to light something in the fire? One?
What are you going to try and light?
I have the firebolt spell if you want me to just kind of.
I mean, okay, yeah, you could do that. I was just,
Yes, Brenda, bring me to the firebolt.
Sigurd turns and walks you over like a little lighter.
I was gonna say, she's just holding her out like two hands in front, like how you hold cats around the middle of them.
Simba.
Yeah, and you're gonna cast firebolt at it.
Yeah, just down into the bowl.
As you do, a fire elemental, a small one, appears and starts to kind of walk around the bowl and then begins to warm the bowl.
Well, we're doing something.
Alright. How about we blow into the wind one.
Go for it.
Sigrun has big lungs.
Yeah.
She offers. Huff and puff. The little pig's doing the big bad wolf roll right now.
All right,
yeah,
give-
she'll blow into the bowl. Why
Give
not?
me a
Fuck
con
it.
check.
All right.
Let's see how much wind
go.
you
This
do
is for
have.
All right, come on. I believe in you, dice.
You do have a +3 from me, by the way.
Is it a check or a save?
Let's check.
Oh, never mind.
Okay,
that.
so
Never mind.
I only got a 16. I've been rolling bad.
All right, you see a little air elemental suddenly appear in the bowl.
All right.
And
What
there's
do we?
no and there's no ground. You said right? It's
Nope,
like,
it's like when you reach your hand down, it's very soft, almost like a cloud.
oh,
I
shit.
have the closest thing I have is it's probably dead, but I have the pink flower the orc woman gave
What?
us that is earth based.
While being held, I reach into my bag and I pull out a brick.
I fucking forget you had that. Fuck you.
I'm returning.
Are you gonna place it?
You collect stone.
I hold up the brick in victory. I lift it over to your elemental one.
Yeah.
Grin walks you over, drops in. You watch as it crushes and breaks. You can remove it from your inventory, and it turns into a small earth elemental. And now you still have the 5th bowl.
We gotta
Now.
make him bleed.
So
No.
for Elder,
Is it not? The
Lucius,
giant blood?
would you mind putting some of your hair into this bowl, please?
What?
Old man.
What?
You're old, right? You're an elder. I mean, listen, I don't know what an elder elemental might be. I'm just
Is it?
throwing out ideas.
Is it not giant blood? I'm fairly certain it's giant based.
Do you happen to have giant blood on you?
I look up.
She points at the cage. Yeah, she can't point because I'm holding you still. Yeah, she gestures with Durali at the cage.
Yes, the creature that kills entire parties within 6
It's
seconds.
in a cage. We have ranged weapons. Is it right above the center pillar, by the way? Like, is the cage
no.
right above the bowl?
No, not at all. Kia, with your passive perception, you do notice that the last bowl seems to be creating something. Something small is starting to expand in like an orb shape.
Oh, it's doing something on.
Oh. Uh-oh.
And Kia, as a few seconds go by, you watch as the rest are looking up at the giant's cage as a little elder tempest dragon hatches from what looks to be a cloud ball. And the door beyond it suddenly opens.
We
did a thing.
We didn't even name it. We didn't even name a
It
creature.
was a trick. We weren't supposed to name
Oh.
You see the door
It's a
behind
girl,
on the
right?
other side of the room opens up, and you see the room from earlier that you walked through now with what looks to be the statue itself having repaired and fixed itself, depicting Aratna Vengi.
I was laughing
There's
at that brick of turning. When I spent money on that, I was laughing.
All right, let's go through. I get. Diab, one puzzle completed, right?
Yeah.
Look. I
Holy
can't
shit.
believe we actually just had to put stuff in the bowl. I thought that was Sigrun just being like,
Yeah.
oh.
Hey DM, were you banking on us not having like a rock to?
No, I had a different way I was expecting you to solve this. I'll be honest.
Push come to shove, Sigrun could have summoned her earth elemental and then like chopped off
Yeah.
part of it.
I was gonna ask you to do that, but I was like, you know, it'd be way funnier, and I thought of the
The
brick.
brick! Just you hoisting up a brick and everyone cheering.
All right, as you look about,
Yeah.
you see you have 5 doors still left unopened.
And I want to.
Which one?
Um,
Oh, go ahead.
Uh,
What do you want to do?
Stumpy.
Oh, yeah, before I head out into that main room again, what, I want to go over to the little
Uh-oh.
baby Elder Tempest.
you see Keys kind of like playing with it right now. The turtle that's been quiet in the background.
Yeah. Hey, little guy. No.
As you go to say something, Stumpy, you watch as the creature kind of takes out a piece of what looks to be some strange piece or some rations, and the creature seems to bite onto it and climb onto Key's shoulder.
Well,
Uh-oh.
I'll just go fuck myself.
Yep.
And I assume the weapons on the wall are immovable.
As you go to look at them, you can try and pull one off and see what happens.
No, I get out of the room.
Stumpy turns, sees you, runs.
Something away at.
Yeah. Sigrun was out. Sigrun left and has
Yeah,
like
you know,
Durali on her
I
shoulder.
guess
I
with that
want it
kind
to
of
be
reaction,
super well known. Stumpy is fast as fuck, dude.
Alright, Key
You
steps
know,
out.
with that kind of reaction, I
I-
don't want to do this
I'm leaning up against the wall at the Zelm and Mel's door.
Okay.
Everyone's up. Wait, go for it.
Yeah, it's just you left. The door. You do say the doors are starting to slowly close. You got one shot at it before you have to run, from what you gather, Vormorn.
Zalman Melm.
Are you gonna just run through? You're gonna steady him up and run back through.
Yeah, I'm not gonna freaking. If everyone's gonna run, I'm not gonna.
As you kind of tell Tiberius to speed it up, he goes running through the door as it as the Rotnavengi door closes behind you. You see again as you come out, the statue now looks to be slightly repairing itself. Its eyes now flashing gold with light, and you see Lucius as the rest of you come through the door or have come through the door, standing here, kind of watching to see if Vormorn's gonna stay in there and try for it or not. Lucius kind of hanging up against the door next to Zelma Mills's.
So is
I
that
had-
the door you want to go through, Lucius?
I had tried to make a bet with Stumpy that he wouldn't make it out.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Which-
I probably.
I will
would
hand
have bet
Stumpy
against
gold.
him. Yeah.
Well done, friend.
which one seems? Which one next? Can we listen? Zelm and Mel's have like two staffs, and one of them has a clock, and that makes me think it has stuff to do with time, and I'd rather not deal with that.
Well, I got a feeling we're gonna have to deal with
gotta
all
go
of them.
through it.
We got it.
We have
eventually.
to. We have to do. So do you want to get over with now, or do you want to do it last?
Can we do a fun one first?
I don't
Whatever
even
the
think
fun
that-
one is.
But what if
Belf-
that one is the
Belf-
fun one?
Belf is fun. I'm going to the Belf door.
Alright.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Oh,
Who's
hell yeah.
Belf?
It's
Uh,
this one.
As I walk into the
no
door, I
shit.
quickly say electrification. I'm gonna open the door.
As you go to open the door, it does not open immediately, Durali, and you look back and you see as the rest of your group is not still standing there. It has to be a unified decision of what you gather.
I'm
Oh.
waiting at the door.
Alright, Sigrun's.
Alright. What?
Colin.
Are we all deciding Belf, or is there?
I guess.
Okay.
Unless, well, out of
I think
character, I don't think there's a really good strategy.
I think there's a few more second delay while fucking Stumpy is still, like, in his mind deciding he wants to go to the dragon ones before he finally changes over.
All right.
He's just like giving them a stink eye.
Oh, for real.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Lucius is next to him. Like
Oh.
me too. Me too.
Full staring match.
Yeah.
The statues look away.
All right. You guys are all gonna go into the Belf door then?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like the way you said that, but yeah.
They're all bad. You're not. None of them are gonna be good. You just got. If you're smart, you're fine. But as
Well,
as you walk in, or as you all come over and walk over to the door, it suddenly opens up, not even prompting a pull on the door as the two kind of pull open. You immediately, as you walk in the wall, you notice a similar situation as soon as you walk in, feeling yourself kind of nudged just slightly forward as you enter through the doorway, as if some sort of invisible wall appears behind you. But as each of you go in one by one, you look around the room and it's simple in its design. The walls are all made of very solid slabs of stone that seem to kind of glow with a mithril-like coloration, making it almost as if it look like stars appear all around the room. The room is absolutely silent as you hear everyone breathing all around you. Every footstep, every movement of a muscle can be as echoed in this chamber. And in the center is a simple stuffed golem plushie. It seems to stand about 1 foot tall, and then on the opposite side you see a door that says pull on its doorknob. And
Well, better do as it says.
You know what? I'm wondering if there's a hologram. Like the last
as
one.
you wait a second, as you go walk around at Durali, immediately upon your first step forward, suddenly this Venta Black dragonborn with big wings suddenly appears, bright greenish eyes that seem to turn purple and then red and then green again, and it begins to speak. As a 12 lords, I am probably the most hated, but the most powerful. I chose my fate, and now you must choose yours. Sometimes the smallest things, and he suddenly shrinks to a chameleon, have the largest impacts. Thus you must choose, you must think, you must wonder, for I am everything and nothing. I provide you with understandings of things you yet yearn for and can only possess by using me. I am the reason for the difference in society and will always determine the winner. What am I? And yes, I will post that.
It's one of these riddles. Oh boy.
Wow, it's like an actual riddle.
I
I was not prepared for this.
I promise you will not find this on a website. This is handmade.
Gotcha. So it's
I
gonna
believe
be
it.
as weird as your Stone Age one. Understood.
All right, Vormorn, you tank 10 points of psychic damage. Fucking insult your DM. Kiss my ass.
I just wanna not be perceived in here. I don't know what's going on, but I would like to stealth.
Okay. Your stealth. You can roll stealth.
Out of character, I have a guess, but in character, Sigrun's fucking clueless. She's just like, why is there a plushie in here?
You want to hug the plushie?
I feel like the
I'm
plushie's.
tempted to pick it up, but I feel like it's gonna turn into a real golem.
I feel like this is going to be the thing that if we get it wrong is going to kill us.
Yeah, I think that's the trap this time. Also, but I'm
Oh,
very.
Holy shit! Yeah, Stumpy, you're not seen.
what do you get, like a 50?
Stealth paladin.
Don't worry about it, but you're not far off.
Stealth paladin. Okay.
49. Adapted!
No. That sounds like a horse race that's paladin, to be honest.
Stallion! It does.
I provide you.
Yeah, could Sigrun attempt to grab the plushie just out of curiosity?
Yeah, as you walk over into the center room, you see his Key kind of also walks over with you. Key, what'd you get on your invest check?
Got
12.
12, okay. Yeah, your mic is really robot-y. Yeah, with a 12, you look it over. It's got a giant magical gem in the back of it that looks to have be where the zipper would have normally been on what you'd expect of a child's toy, like this. Otherwise, it's normal stuffing. You should look it up and down. It doesn't seem to have anything else interesting. Sigrun, give me a strength check to see if you can pick it up.
This is one rich child. Okay, yeah, I'll pick it up.
Let's see what you got.
Strength check. Come on, come on. Yo, okay, progress, 25.
You can't move it. As you go to pick it up, it is solid as stone. It legitimately, with all your back into it, it pulls, nothing moves.
Alright,
This thing is fucking heavy.
Royce, are we gonna be allowed to like discuss what the answer might be
Yeah.
without saying it out loud? All
Yeah, 100%. You get that. That's the point of the puzzle, is to give you a brain
You
teaser.
know, I just want to make sure I'm not be like, oh, I think, hey guys, I think the answer might be history, and then get absolutely decimated. You know, I just wanted to make sure.
You can tell me
But
if
yeah,
your confirmed answer is.
Yeah, I think that the answer, I'm saying that it possibly is history. What do you guys think?
I think
Knowledge was what I
could
was
be.
thinking.
I was gonna think wealth, right? Because wealth or money can buy schooling, which gives you knowledge, and it is a difference in society, like upper class, middle class, lower class.
But money
Uh,
isn't nothing.
I mean, if society decides to stop using a currency or something happens like inflation, it kind of loses meaning.
I mean, I guess, but it still has a physical form in itself, doesn't it not?
Unless it's
Whereas history is the
well, history
recording of-
also is like an abstract concept, and then also a real thing. Like they're both kind of
Yes,
both.
I guess what I'm saying is like, because time, when it comes to like history,
True.
history is everything that it has.
What about
but
books?
Well, to be fair, if the
but
first
book
part
is also not
if the
nothing.
first part is part of it, sometimes the smallest things have the largest impacts. That would mean more with history than money. But I don't know if that's part of it or if that's just him monologuing. Because he also mentions fate, which seems more
Yeah,
like history.
I feel like that like the first few sentences might mean anything, but I feel like the true riddle starts at the "for I'm everything and nothing."
Yeah, and
But,
then you can
hell, I don't know.
only. I provide you understandings of the things you yet yearn for and can only possess by using me. Does that make sense in the context of history? Do we think?
I mean, learning from history to possess things that you yearn for, learning
Yeah.
from those before that you might only be able to get from using history to your advantage. History, I know it's like, I know it's like when it comes to like history books, it's like I know like history is written by the winner, but does history
say,
determine the winner?
That's my thing. Because the saying for history is like the opposite of what's written here for the last part.
Yeah.
Because it's the winner writes history, not history writes the winner.
Mm-hmm.
Is it. Fate wouldn't make sense, I don't think, for this. Or. Would it?
'Cause
It wouldn't be
history
like
was
strength
really good
or power,
until
would
that
it?
last part, but yeah.
Because when it comes to that last part, like I'll determine the winner. Something like strength could also be the difference, but the other stuff I don't think it makes sense for. It's got to be like a mental thing. If it determines the winner, it's got to be like a mental abstract concept. I just don't
But-
fucking know what.
I'm gonna put one thought
You
out
see
there.
as the door opens, as Key seems to whisper something to the golem.
What did you? What?
What'd you say?
What'd you do?
Knowledge. Surely is the answer.
I
It was-
fucking told you.
Oh my god.
Actually, you said both answers were said correctly for this one, and Robert said both of them.
What were the two answers?
Oh, well.
Knowledge and book.
Yeah, either would have been acceptable. As
I
the
thought
door,
that was too basic.
you gotta realize. Remember, these people existed
yeah,
way back when. So also think about
I
that.
Gotcha, but I feel like a book isn't nothing.
Well, knowledge is
A book is worthless if you cannot read it. A book is nothing if you can't read it. If you don't know what's written in it,
Bullshit.
it's true.
I want one thought up there. I can use a
See,
book
I
as
told
a book
you.
as a bludgeoning weapon.
See, I told you.
I would like to see you-
I'm gonna
Abstract
say this,
thing.
Kayla. I'm gonna say this, Kayla. Please at least say what you're gonna do beforehand. Instead of just
True.
He did get
Yeah.
lucky. I did ask Caleb what order you say these in, because Caleb's like gave me two, and I was like, you know.
I mean, sometimes you gotta be ballsy, but come on, man.
But yeah, no. As
Sure.
the door opens up, you see on the other side, back to the room once again, the Vent to Black design of the Dragonborn's now his eyes glowing, and the statue is now standing, looking as if the armor has been cleaned up, and you can see what looks to be a strange sigil and giant that you recognize Sigrun on his chest that reads freedom.
Freedom.
But his
I
eyes now
don't-
glow.
Okay. See, that wasn't fun at all. That was the least fun room yet.
Yeah, and you know what? You didn't want to use Zelman Mills, so
Maybe the first son is a fun guy.
I mean, he looks fun. Look how friendly he looks.
So which ones do we have? We have Zelman Mills, the first son, Nadaf, and Naro.
And Naro.
Mhm.
Which is an orb.
So, what's next? Oh, Stumpy, you here?
Where did he
Uh-oh,
go?
The dragon got him.
Oh no.
The
Yeah.
plushie got him.
Did we not?
Stumpy kind of just standing still, coming out of stealth like 20 feet away, staring up at one of the dragon statues.
Which one is that? Is that one that we can go through?
As you look, they are still stone doors.
Gotcha.
Both dragon ones are locked. We literally can't go in.
Didn't we just go through one? Isn't Belt the board that had the black dragon?
Dragonborn.
He was a dragonborn.
Gotcha.
Those two were actually.
So,
I was really hoping Lucius was gonna cast his or do his history check again, because I was waiting for you guys to figure out what the trick of the room was.
What was it?
Don't worry about it now.
If we had just pulled on the door, would we have been able to just leave?
Good question.
I guess that's what
Is it-
knowledge is, huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say the answer said knowledge, and there was literally a note on the door saying, "Yeah, just open it."
The pull. I honestly thought the pull thing was just a joke about Tipdrick and.
You know, imagine if it was actually a push door.
All of that is a push
No.
door.
That would have been... Did we
Alright.
see what direction the door opened in?
When you
Did it
look
open
back
out
at
or
it,
in?
it did open out, so you would have had to
It was a
push.
push door!
Yep.
It was! Oh my god!
I'm leaning on the Zelman Mel's door again, by the way.
You know, if you want to just go into the Zelman
You
Mel's
could
door,
just
just
say
say something.
You don't have to
I
stand
tried
there.
to, and somebody else stole my damn puzzle answer.
Sorry.
Nobody listens
Just
to
gonna walk over to
Lucius.
Zelman's door.
You just gotta talk
Listen,
more often. Make your point clear.
I was listening, but all the using the brain stuff was giving me a headache. So I you know there was ringing in my ears.
Dude, this must be Sigrid's hell. This is a bunch of puzzles. She doesn't-
Yeah. The only thing
Alright,
with the
you know
first
what?
room was there was bulls in
Stumpy,
a
you
language
just
she
see me
spoke.
all of a sudden pull this little bottle off of my hip to take a drink real quick.
No, this is not the time.
Now is definitely.
Alright, so, Zelman Mel's, guys?
Zelman's.
Okay. As you
I trust yes, Lucius. Let's go in the room you like.
As you all walk over there, you do notice the other statues slightly seem to now have eyes, almost as if they're following you a lot. The two dragons, very much Stumpy, you can feel their eyes on you. As you...
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
As you walk... Give me a minute. God damn it. As you walk into the room... you immediately, yet again, the doors open up, and you feel one by one a invisible wall kind of shove you in. This time you hear the door behind you click as if something locks to Badooby. God damn it. And then as you look around, you immediately see all about bricks, very simple stone bricks, each with different runes drawn on them. Although the ones on the walls, all four of the walls seem to have one of two types of runes. And then as you look down on the floor, you see the the bricks have a third symbol on them. And I'm adding this part because this is I forgot to write this in for you guys. And I'm not giving you the full depiction of the room this time because this has information I don't need you looking at yet. So yeah, so as you look about, and in the center of the room, you see a strange floating stone tablet. Above you, you see an open and empty sky. You see a very beautiful, almost like purple-esque sky with different stars that seem to almost illuminate the night, as if you're watching, and as you continue to stare up in fascination for a moment, you watch as that one of them, the single stars, start to expand and blow out in a flash of light as other smaller stars are created around it, and then it seems to slowly die out and come back together and repeat the cycle over and over again. As you go and look at the tablet reads, to be recognized by it, I had to show true mastery of magic. Thus, so no one else could ever stop my spell. To be a true lord, one must know magic in a way that defies its nature. And yes, I will write this out because it is poorly written, as I wrote this one last night baked.
I rolled a 20. I would like to know the dark history of the room.
God damn it. Alright, Lucius, as you take a minute and kind of close your eyes and really start to breathe in, hearing as the rest of your party members kind of spread out looking around the room, you suddenly see or feel the room filling with a cold mist around you. Your eyes kind of go over black, and as you look about, you see another adventuring party, this time looking to be a young group of what looks to be a Goliath and maybe some skeletons following alongside him. You're unsure as they all walk in, talking. And this creature of a gnome, like a very tall, large gnome, kind of appears, reading off this tablet. You watch as one of them goes up and punches the tablet, cracking one corner of it, and immediately meteors just keep dropping until you watch as they are flattened to death. All but the one who caused damage to the room, who is last to die, is his. You watch as he just seems to go, like the blood flow out of his face, and he just drops to the ground as his eyes roll back. You're unsure of what happened exactly.
Don't punch the tablet.
Wasn't planning on it.
I mean, that seems like a bad idea even to me.
Also, heads up,
I was.
it appears that the room might start dropping meteors on it.
Can anyone read these runes?
Does anybody speak Primordial? Or read
I do.
Nope.
Ooh.
Oh. My fucking Monday character speaks Primordial. I only speak Common.
The character also speaks Primordial.
That is my only language.
It seems to be even for the two on the walls for count. And if you're going to ask to count them without rolling, you're going to see that they seem to be hundreds of them.
Wait. Oh. I thought it was just like those words were written.
Nope.
The things are on it.
Yep, the runes are carved with that written into each individual brick.
Oh. You know, you were telling me about this.
No! Yeah, I did. I did warn you about one of them that I was working on.
Makes sense, it's this one.
Alright.
Oh, shit. So... See all these tiny little scribbles? Little minuscule things. Fucking millions of them written around the walls. Each one is a counter spell, a force cage, and the meteor swarm.
Oh.
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 Oh my god.
And I'm just going to throw this out for free. Yet, from what you can tell, Stumpy, based on your understanding of Primordial, these aren't 9th level. These are higher.
Okay. So no spells. Got it.
But isn't this the magic room? Wouldn't they want us to do spells?
No.
I guess. So how does one defy?
Magic
Well, we know
without
it's-
magic?
Sounds like that physics thing I heard about a while ago.
Oh, not the physics. Not the physics, Maya.
It's a
Alright,
type of
Sigrun.
magic that is not magic.
Roll a physics check.
What do I add to that?
An intelligence check. Let's go with that to save you.
Oh no. Oh
Negative
no, I
one.
was hoping you'd just say strength because, you know, mass. Force. Okay, intelligence check. 9.
This definitely has physics because those are stars above you.
See?
You don't know why that
The
connects, but that does in
stars-
your head.
The stars have physics, so it has to be about physics. Look, it's getting big and explodes, and then it gets small again. That's
Doesn't even
physics.
need-
So, to know magic in a way that defies its nature, is it like. Now,
What
how-
is the nature of magic?
What's
I
the
don't
opposite?
know it.
Well,
what's the
now,
opposite?
are we talking about like separate schools or?
Well, yeah, knowing it in a way that defies its nature would be creating a new school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So what? We have
I
to
don't
create
know.
a new school of magic?
As you start talking about this, you do
Physics.
see 3 statues kind of come out of the ground suddenly, replacing some of the bricks. You hear chipping and grinding, which sets you a little on nerve with the worry that the spells will accidentally go off. But as the 3 statues come through, you see the right and left seems to be a depiction of the same figures you saw outside. Above the door, being that you assume these to be Zelman Mells. However, the third one in the center seems to be a mirror depiction.
So it's a stone statue in the shape of a mirror.
Yeah, the center is, yes. And since now it's been written, I will write the depiction of the room just in chat while you guys guess.
Out of character. I feel like it has something to do with whatever their type of magic is.
One chronomancy is the other graviturgy, or are they something else?
Cause isn't like chronomancy? Can't you like do stuff that interrupts spells when you use like spells in that school of magic? Cause I remember like, that being the thing with like Troy's characters. He had like abilities that could fuck up other spells. I'm pretty sure, but I don't know for certain. So I don't want to bank on it.
I mean, if Zelma's writing this, he is a chronomancer. He's a time wizard of some kind,
Mm-hmm.
from what I know.
Does time define magic?
I mean,
if you can reverse time to the point that the spell doesn't go off, in a way.
or yeah.
Okay. In this universe, are there any like laws of magic? Does magic have laws?
Are you asking the DM, or are you asking if any of your friends have read the lore?
As well as the people.
Listen, I'm a method actor for Sigrun.
Meaning Maya has not read the lore.
Not the magic lore specifically. I've looked at like race lore and stuff, but I didn't even know there was a dedicated magic section.
It's funny. You do have the very good advantage of having the man who helped me define the rules of magic in this world when he joined on. So
Yeah. Hey, buddy, you wanna?
What?
Whether Wolf
What are
remember.
the laws of magic?
Do you happen to know the laws of
The
magic?
laws? There are no laws.
Or like, what is the nature of
Anything
magic?
that
then?
can be thought of can be done. The nature of it, it comes in a gas, a solid, and a liquid.
Do we need all 3 of those together then?
Or
Shit, I hope not, because that would involve casting.
I mean, I
feel
could
like
make gas without magic.
Oh my god.
And
I
liquid
feel
and
like it
solid,
should-
I guess, technically, if we're going that route.
Yeah, I've got alcohol, I've got solid objects, and I can use them to make gas.
I don't know. I feel like this is kind of the wrong direction with this, though.
Yeah, I agree.
I personally just think it's a trick question. Magic comes in different forms, each having its own purpose. Like evocation, which is primarily used for offense, but Trying
So
to
like a defensive evocation spell.
to truly understand the purpose of magic is to understand its principles. Think of the schools. At least that's what I'm thinking.
I told you guys this wouldn't be a fun room, and you didn't believe me.
I didn't think any of these rooms were going to be fun.
I don't think any of them are gonna be fun, Sigrun.
Okay, but at least in the other room, there was a really heavy plushie that was kind of fun to try to lift.
So
This
you
one,
think it's? Oh fuck! I actually tripped in real life.
are you okay?
Yeah.
Wolf is dying.
I was like, is that acting or is Wolf dying in real life?
Stumpy stumbles.
Stumpy was talking with his hands while trying to walk.
Oh,
So you think it's fucking schools of magic?
Yeah.
I've not
I
gone to a
honestly-
school.
Okay, well, also noting above, there's a lot of creation going on above us. Like, I don't know if that also could be a thing. Universes, time, and gravity.
What is gravity?
Oh, have you ever heard of this guy named Sir Isaac Newton?
No.
You know how when you jump, you always fall back on the ground?
Yes.
That.
I fall very hard.
That's
Oh. I have a
It's the
lot of
stuff that-
gravity then.
The stuff that pulls you to the floor.
I
I
wonder if
see.
time and gravity is what really defies the nature of magic, because those seem to be things that defy things just normally. Gravity bends
Two.
things around it, and so does time, I guess, in a way.
Okay. I have a weird. What about the first part of the fucking tablet? To be recognized by it, I had to show true mastery of magic, thus so no one else could ever stop my spell. So, to be a true lord, to show true mastery, you have to just make a spell that can't be counterspelled?
Well,
Would that just be making a spell so high that a caster can't counterspell it?
Any
I
spell
could-
blind, no?
I mean, my punch can't be counterspelled. Is a punch a kind of magic?
We've learned the punch is not the answer.
Not the
We
tablet,
have
I'm just
learned.
saying in general.
That's a very good point. They probably came to the same conclusion.
You know?
By the way, can any of these statues be rotated? Can we give it a shot?
Yeah, as you walk over and look at them and start kind of looking around, they look like they. You can give me an investigation check to see to tell how intricate the system is, but you don't seem to be able to rotate them or move them by themselves.
No, yeah, that's. Oh, I rolled intelligence for some stupid reason. Hold on, it's investigation. You said
Correct. Yeah, investigation.
12.
Yeah, so you look it up and down. You're pretty sure these things only go up and down. They don't seem to rotate, so it's as if they could be sucked back pulled back down to the floor, but otherwise you're not sure anything else.
And now my question is: Zelmamelm looking into the mirror?
Zelma's on one side looking into the mirror, and Mel's is on the other looking into the mirror.
Perhaps reflection.
Is that the type of magic?
Shit, I don't know. I'm spitballing here, guys. Come on.
Character? No clue. The best.
Is the mirror solid?
Yeah, it's made of solid stone.
Yeah.
Like the mirror surface itself, I mean.
As you go to look it up and down, yeah, it seems to be solid stone from what you can tell just by looking at it. You can give me an investigation check, though, to see what to gain more.
You see, I
Please
would
don't
detect magic to see what else is going on, but I'm afraid I'm gonna freaking blow myself up with it again.
Please don't tell me that we're gonna.
This doesn't have to do with Fey Fiend or Undead, does it?
It does.
Oh, cool. That is a 24.
As you kind of get closer to it and kind of inspection, it definitely has the surface of stone, but it slightly moves every once in a while, as if something. It's almost like a liquid surface.
Touch it. Touch it. Someone touch it.
I'm willing to touch it. Sigrun, put me in.
Alright.
As you reach up, reach Durali up to touch it, Durali, it's solid.
I kind of just like, can't go through it.
Can we punch the mirror?
I would recommend against that. For the time being, I don't think violence and punching things is
Out
the
of
right answer.
character, it makes me think of Oobleck, which changes depending on whether you touch it with force or touch it without force. Just throwing it out there.
Force
That's
makes it harder,
physics.
though.
Anything of non-Newtonian fluid, then touching it gently would go through, but hitting it would not.
Unless Royce decided to make it opposite.
True.
Maybe that's what
it's
defies the
non-Newtonian
nature.
stone.
Yeah, you know, maybe this operates under the, if you look at it, it's gonna become solid. I don't know.
Alright. Sigrun
turn
closes her
around.
eyes.
Wait, what are you doing, Sigrun?
For me and Durali are closing our eyes, and I'm holding Durali up to touch the mirror.
We're seeing if sight makes a difference.
It
Maybe
it
it's
does
shot.
not. As you go to touch, you feel the cold surface once again.
There you go. Roll that one out.
Did you try touching it with both hands?
Okay.
Look, well, you guys think me and Sigrun are just going on this rabbit hole of random different touches.
Yeah,
Try
alright.
your foot. Try both feet. Try your tail.
Because, like, I don't even understand what we're even supposed to be trying to guess here. Are we trying
What?
to just, like, say out loud? Are we trying to actually do something? Like, that's the only thing. I got no idea what we're actually trying to do here.
What do we look like in the mirror? Like me and Durali, what do our reflections
it's a
like?
stone.
It is stones. It is
Oh.
a stone surface. As you walk over and look, it just seems to reflect. But you do see the slight vibrations every once in a while that causes it to like move as if it's a liquid slightly spilling over.
Sigrun looks at the stone mirror, looks at the thing at the ceiling. Can I point the mirror up to the ceiling to face it?
You can walk over. You can definitely you'll definitely be able to feel the mirror resist. But if you want to give it a strength check, you can.
Yeah, it's like
That will help.
There's a thing. There's a different thing somewhere else. I should make them face each other.
All right, Lucius, go ahead and also roll a strength check. And Key raises their hand.
What do you
16.
got, Key?
What if we are supposed to also acknowledge their mastery over magic?
Like an ego thing?
Yeah, I wouldn't say ego in front of the statue, more like, you know, as if you're revering someone superior to you. So, like, maybe bow.
I know my common's not great. That still sounds like an ego thing. Not like a bad way, but... Also, I got a 22 for strength.
Okay. Give me a sec.
I'm so sad that Sigrun hasn't met this
And would you
character
get Lucius?
16.
Between the two of you, as you start to kind of try to pull, it still doesn't move. It seems you can feel the mirrors kind of like starting to crack slightly as the two of you continue to put your all into it. But knowing that realizing that the thing's about to snap, the two of you let go, and it doesn't seem to move.
Yeah.
I need to figure this
This
out.
mirror
soon,
doesn't
because there may or
work.
may not be Grey Worms headed.
I think this is. I'm pretty sure this is not a brute force.
Wait,
Kinda
pause.
deal.
Lucius, what did you just fucking say?
I had another vision.
Oh no.
It appears that their side room and each one has a Great Worm.
For if we like lose or just like to have.
I don't know.
As Lucius says this, you see the right and left walls now suddenly glass over, and on the other side you see a time medallion. What's it called? An hourglass. One on the top seems to have, on the right, has a giant blue dragon that seems to almost kind of turn into a smoke and then reforms itself. And then on the other side, the left, you see a red one on the bottom of it that is also doing the same thing, turning into like a reddish smoke and then reforming as if they're trying to break out. They're definitely big enough to be great worms. You've never seen a dragon that can turn itself into a gas of sorts. And these two look hungry and seem to be roaring at you, but they are on the opposite side of the two glass walls still.
Sounds like we're being rushed. Listen.
It's not a rush.
You guys are the magic people. I feel like this is out of my
As Key walks over and whispers to the tablet for a moment, you see the glass walls move up a notch, about a third of the way.
God. What are you doing?
You also
What?
see the both hourglasses crack slightly.
Hey,
Caleb?
what are you doing? What did we say?
Can I
Caleb, what
pick
did you
up
tell the tablet?
Key? Can I hold her? Can she be grounded? Sigrun's put her in
Yeah,
timeout
it worked
order.
last time, but come on, you gotta communicate.
I mean, if Key's gonna resist, depending on if Key resists you picking them up.
We're going to sit in the corner and think. You'll think about things. I won't think.
Yeah, as you pick Key up and you go sit down, Key is now sat in a corner in Sigrun's
You went on
lap.
the tablet like, I recognize you. Giving positive affirmations to the tablet.
It did not care.
Listen.
To note, the tablet's ego has been stroked, but the tablet is not the boss of this dungeon, this portion of the dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to talk about the extra-dimensional being known as Orion. Listen, while I have you over here, Key, can you explain how magic works to me? Because I don't understand it. I'm trying to follow along, and it's not working.
He's not even an
Alright.
arcane caster.
Hey, Sigrun doesn't know the difference. She got magic.
If I am just to ask, Zelman Mells are giants?
So historically, they are depicted as supposedly two dwarf twin giants.
Gotcha.
However,
Can
out
I
of
sug-
game, they're gnomes, I believe.
Yeah. Can I suggest something out of character that's completely wild and absurd, but
Yes,
it's all I can think
please.
of?
We're talking as people
It's
right now.
seriously, I'm thinking because Royce definitely made it so we can solve these. I don't think he would have, because we have to solve all of them. It mentions in the last line, to be a true lord, one must know magic in a way that defies its nature. The only thing I can think of is Sigrun, being a non-magic class, has items that allow her to cast magic, and she has routinely casted magic through these items. Now, is this a very big gamble? Because there's a shit ton of counter spells that will kill us? Yes. It's the only thing I could think of, though, because she knows magic despite not being magical, which kind of defies magic, but I don't fucking know. I don't know if that's what Royce was going for.
Do the Scrofe not have? Oh, that's right, because you're from Incremia, right?
So yeah, Scrofe, yeah, she's from Incremia, and Scrofe have natural born resistance to magic. Like they don't tend to have magic; they just are warded against it. But I don't know if that's true.
See what happens if you prepare a spell, not actually fully cast it, but prep it.
I don't think any of Sigrun's are rituals. Hers just kind of go off the moment she uses them.
Gotcha.
Does anyone have ritual spells if they want to risk it? But
because I don't want to do anything that might be damaging to.
I'm like, if the glass wall keeps raising, that's one thing, but I'm really scared of all these fucking counter spells.
Correction, I got 3 ritual spells.
Ooh.
Okay,
Sure.
actually, so here's my biggest question: who is recognizing Zelman Mells?
That was not given to you in the riddle.
To be
Yeah.
recognized by it, to be
like,
recognized by it.
Yeah, what
A
is
deity?
it? Is
A
it
supernatural-
Okay,
the
or
cruel,
is it just
unyielding
saying-
rage of the universe? Sorry, Wolf, go ahead.
Or is it just saying to be recognized by it, the subject of the sentence? I had to show true mastery of magic. Magic being the subject of the sentence. So to
Oh.
be recognized by magic, I had to show my true mastery of fucking
Oh, and
magic.
there's a fucking mirror. Maybe we do have to cast spells, like that were like our strongest spells. I don't fucking know.
Ooh.
I don't like
Sigrun
the
does
sound
not
of that
have
with
true.
all of the counter spells around
I was gonna
us.
say Sigrun. Well, that's the thing. The vision was of someone trying to break the tablet. I feel like I could be wrong. I feel like the spells are probably fine-tuned and strong enough to like. So if you cheat, like if you cast Legend Lore, if you cast Identify, I feel like that might be what it's against. But I don't know if it's against all magic because we haven't tested to know. But I don't fucking know. All I know is Sigrun has 0 true mastery of magic, so either way.
Well, in that case, are there any spells that go against the nature of magic?
Dispel magic dispels magic.
Well,
Counter spell counters a spell. I don't know. Is that against the nature of it?
I'm half tempted to just detect magic again, but I don't know if I wanna.
No,
Please detect magic in the one room that's known to be the caster's room. I think that'd be great.
I feel like maybe Wolf's onto something with the subject of the sentence being magic. I just don't know if that involves the mirror or if that involves like Zelman Mells. Like if that's just
Is there anything specific about the statues of Zelman Mells?
As you look
And what
over,
their positions
after
are
Key's comment, focusing so much on the wall, you do see that one of the statues did fall into the floor on the same time and disappear. And as you kind of look, and so what are you looking for specifically here? Something like what?
Like their poses, as a statue, what's their pose?
As you were looking at them, they seem to both be raising their hands in front of the mirror, almost in the exact form, but with opposite hands. So, meaning if the right hand is raised by one, the left hand is raised by the other.
And is it like palm to the sky or palm facing towards the mirror?
Towards the mirror.
Wait, which one is Zelm? Which one is Mells?
As you look over, the one that fell went into the ground was Mel's. So Zelm's statue is the only one still depicted.
What hand is he raising?
His right.
His right, so Mells would have been raising his left.
Oh, should we have
Which would
someone
be-
replace?
Well, the tablet is written. It looks kind of sloppily, like it's written in someone's offhand.
Hmm.
I don't know what that means or how it connects, but I guess Mells wrote that. Maybe.
Yeah, and assuming Mel's is also right-handed and was holding up his left.
Does the
This
Where-
might be foolish. Can I pour out my my water skin on the floor to see if there is maybe some kind of magical reflection of the stone?
Sure. As you pour out the water, it seeps through the bricks, and nothing seems to happen.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I feel like
Mirrors and stuff.
so the statue of Mel's that like disappeared, was it like beside or in front of the mirror?
It was, well, technically in front. Both of them seem to be depicted as in front of the mirror on either side of the mirror.
What
Should
if
someone
I'd like to go on
replace
the
him?
Zelm's side and someone goes on Mel's side, and each of
Ooh.
them should put the corresponding hand. Maybe that'll do something.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know what that has to do with magic, but it's
Drawley walks
the
over.
safest option.
I mean, yeah, I'll stand on Zelm's side and use the right hand.
Okay.
I'll stand up and raise my left.
Nothing happens.
Okay. I feel like maybe I was thinking of like reflection because it was almost like they're reflections of one another, but
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's definitely their aesthetic. I don't know if it has to do with the riddle, but it's definitely their vibe. Time and gravity reflections. I don't know. I feel like there's still something to do with like casting into the mirror, but maybe that's a wrong
well,
vibe to
at
get.
least from what we learned by Key, it's at least it is spoken. We do have to find some kind of spoken answer to it.
Oh.
That is what you gather as
Unless-
nothing's happened as you've been motioning and and moving around.
I was gonna say it raised the wall, so that could have been wrong. But if it was responsive, then it
The
probably-
wall and the statue dropped when Key went over and spoke to the tablet.
Yeah, so it is going to be most likely a spoken answer, not a physical answer. Now, I was kind of hoping that something physical might give more clue to
Yeah.
the verbal answer, but I'm thinking we just need to. I don't even know how many chances.
Should we just say like chronomancy or whatever the other one Mel's has as their school of magic?
Okay,
has
so it
them in the
rose by
room.
a third, so possibly one or two more chances. Well, two
Well,
more chances.
aren't they? Can't they turn into gas?
Well, it already. If that's the case, it already rose up a third.
And they are each in an hourglass by looks at that's slowly cracked. It was cracked last time the answer was given, but they haven't broken
okay.
out. You can still see them on the opposite sides of each of the room, because the walls have turned into a somewhat of a glass-like material.
Okay.
As soon as Lucius had brought the fact that the Great Worms were in the room up.
hourglasses have to crack to release them. I thought it had to be the wall. Okay. Yeah.
Who wants?
Oh no.
Who wants to be the one to say chronomancy or because isn't it the combination of both dunamancy? Or am I thinking? of
Is
something
there a
different?
combination of both?
For some
Well,
reason,
yeah. I know gravity magic falls in dunamancy.
But I also know it's also called like what, graviturgy?
Yeah.
What is dunamancy then? Is that like time and gravity, or because I feel like I might be getting
It's-
things confused.
It's time and space.
Time and space.
It's named after in Critical Role. It's named after a family bloodline originally.
Okay.
At least I believe it's one of the Drow houses.
It's outright described on the rules thing as time, gravity, and fate.
There you go.
Yeah, and I don't
Oh,
believe
and
it was
fate.
named after one of them. That's just the name they had for it.
Now, just asking yours, is dunamancy even a thing in your world? Would any of us know?
Not recognized. No, Zilpip was one of the first graviturgy chronomancy mages, and graviturgy mages as time went on. Him and Cyrus are one of the very few that managed to master the school or even learn of the school's magic type. So no, it's not a very well discovered or
Maybe-
documented.
Maybe the spoken word is Zilpit. Maybe it has to be a person who defied it. Maybe it's a name.
Yeah, but think
There's
of how old these people are and when this trial was
Yeah,
built.
these were made very long ago.
Yeah, I guess so.
These are first age characters. These are old.
What would have defied magic in the first
Well,
age?
and I mean, I guess those two schools of magic would, if they were created outside, Because arcane almost seems like unnatural against like the natural magics of primal and divine. But saying that, I'm like, I feel like we're like on the edge of the answer. It's just that we're not willing to take that step to see if, to test our theories.
The two great worms enunciate that thought process as you hear them smack against the hourglass
Are
type
they,
noter. They're not cracking it.
What CR are great worms if this goes wrong?
Too high.
Would you let me let you know? I have it built already. Let's see.
I
27.
Yeah, I was gonna say a red worm.
It's so that'd be 220 CR 27 creatures.
Yeah, Chief, that ain't happening. We ain't winning that one.
And remember, great worms also have magic and a lot of other crap that they do, not just their
Well,
monster
hey, you
shit.
know, maybe we could throw counterspell bricks at them. And force cage bricks.
I'm waiting for Lucius to just jump in and be like, yo guys, the answer is this.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know what? If he's got any input, we'd be glad to hear it.
You know, most dragons speak common, right? I could ask the dragons.
Yeah, go ahead.
Robert, you got anything?
I don't know. Only thing I can think of, there's only one other person that has used magic in that way in this world.
Ooh.
Zilpip, but I don't know that makes any sense in the context of where we are.
And yeah, unless the riddle's answer is changeable with time. But wait, he's a time mage. Could he not see into the future?
Depends on the kind of chronomancy.
I was gonna say, does he not have the ability to like know that shit?
That sounds like a chronomancy mixed with divination.
Yeah, that's more divination at that point.
But they're high-powered mages, so it's not like out of the question. I'm not saying it is the answer. I'm just saying it's not out of the question.
Yeah, because isn't like divination like seeing the future kind of deal?
Or the past.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Look, sadly, I do have to put out there that if I remember correctly, Zelm is Zilpip. If I remember right, it's a different Zilpip.
But then, like,
because this world has had like 4 different Zilpips that have showed up.
I thought.
All right. Do we want to try chronomancy as an answer?
Wolf, what do you think, buddy pal?
You know more about this world than any of us.
You know more about the world and the characters. If the answer is Zilpip, I don't know if that makes sense.
I think it's Zilpip.
Give him a minute. He's on mute.
Yeah.
Hey, that's suspicious. That's suspicious. He's muted. The answer might be Zilpip. No, I'm joking. I feel like he just muted because he got busy. I don't know. Because, like, how do you speak something that defies the nature of magic unless you speak someone who has, or you speak the school of magic that defies it? Like, we can't demonstrate. So that narrows down, like, our previous guesses. No magic in a way that defies its nature. Yeah, to be a true lord. I don't feel like either of us are true lords, but
I think
we might
Stumpy's
know.
putting something together. Give him a second.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I
okay.
know. And actually, if I'm correct, because this came up literally like Friday, like Force Cage, one of the spells in here, can't be dispelled, right?
At least by the dispel magic spell specifically.
Yeah, we confirmed that the hard way.
Yeah. Empty magic field can get rid of it. Other things can technically get rid of it.
Anti-magic field of magic in a way that defies it?
It doesn't say anything about counterspell on it either.
Well, I assume that's you trying to stop the spell from going off in the first place.
The counterspell, counterspells, the counterspell.
And that counterspell counters that counterspell, which counters that one.
This is so off topic.
I was
Yeah,
say
I know.
none of us have enough spell slots to counterspell the counterspells on the wall. There's far too many.
What if
So
Stumpy
Wolf-
intimidates the counterspells to counterspell each
Yeah,
other?
can I
and
roll
all the other
intimidation on the
spells?
wall now?
puzzle.
I wouldn't recommend
Intimidate the
it on the wall that will fucking meteor swarm us to
No,
death.
Okay, what if I do it on the Great Worms?
No, the floor has meteors.
Yeah, but then again, I don't know if we want to get force caged.
Wolf, what do you
Yeah.
think about this?
Yeah. What is your honest opinion, Wolf?
Think reversal, gents.
Reversal?
That's my hint to
Hint.
you.
He does know information. I knew it.
No
Yeah.
thing.
I can confirm he doesn't know the answer. So he does not. I never gave him the answer when I was planning this. So
Why are you being cryptic then? I mean, reversal fits in the subject of time, which doesn't, for me, help the
Well, like
topic
time
I've been
travel?
on.
I don't know, maybe read the tablet backwards.
Nature, it defies that way. In magic, no must one lord true. Be two. Bell my stop ever could.
the door doesn't move, but you do see it
That
slightly
wasn't
jerk.
I wasn't in character.
Oh, out of character. Okay.
Yeah, I was just fucking around out of character just to like see if maybe there was something, and then I realized it was just stupid.
All right.
I was even looking to see if there's like any words that were weirdly capitalized, like in a code, and there's nothing.
No.
To be recognized by it, to be a true lord. Are those in the same?
Well, because these are the 12 lords of
The
Abaddon,
stone
right?
tablet is floating, right?
Yeah.
Can the stone
Boys.
tablet be moved?
Someone lift me up.
Okay.
I will help lift Stumpy up.
All right. Lucius walks
Yeah, Lucius
over and
got this.
grabs Stumpy and picks him up off the ground.
I'll touch it. So
Okay.
if it kills me, it's just me. And I'll try and fucking turn it into the direction of the mirror, so it's facing the mirror.
Okay. As you start to kind of you can't really, it doesn't really turn, but as you start to move it, it does move side to side, and as you start to pull it over, it pulls right in front of the statue of Zelm.
Oh my god.
And in between the mirror, and just stands there.
What does the mirror look like?
As you look, looking at the same side, it reflects stone. As you look on the other side, you see it reads backwards.
As you see, I didn't recognize that it was floating. That's totally my
No,
bad.
me
As soon as I
neither.
heard that, I was gonna ask you, like, oh, maybe we should try to move it.
Yeah, I did not know. I thought when I pictured big fancy tablet, I was picturing like a big.
It has
fancy
not been
pedestal.
installed. The room has not opened yet.
Okay, so what is it? So is it? It's
Can the
just in
tablet
reverse.
go into the statue's hand?
No. As you look at it, it does not fit. The tablet is too big.
And it's just it's just backwards writing on the opposite side of the tablet. Yeah.
As you pull it over, you look at the are you looking at the back side of the tablet? As you read it on the back side, it reads the entire thing, but all the letters are fully reversed, and it's as far as how it looks.
Can it be like rotated?
Yeah. As you turn it around or rotate in a full 180, it turns and it as you look to the other side, it reads normally. But nothing unlocks, no changes in the room.
Still need to speak something, but this is definitely a part of it.
It does not.
Wait, what Lord's mirror does it appear backwards through, or like right through? Because maybe we have to speak the name of the side, like
the side you're
person's
looking
side.
through is Mel's side. So that shows the letters.
Because the tablet's on Zelm's side, and
Correct.
the changed words appear on Zelm's side.
Do we think it's like a choice between one of them then? Does that logic seem good? defies the magic. No magic in a way that defies its nature if it's backwards in one of their mirrors.
Reversal.
So, because the writing's in first person, and we don't know like which one of them it is.
Can the tablet be moved over to Mel's side? Or no?
No, it does not look like it can be.
No.
Then is the answer Zelm, since it's on his side?
Yeah, but why would Mel's disappear?
Are they both lords or are they not? Because there's a statue of both of them, but it only mentions to be a true lord.
From my understanding, the two are treated as a single lord, like together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're
It's like a
pair.
twin. It's like the Zodiacs. How's the fucking
Oh, Gemini?
Yeah, it's like Gemini. They're counted as one.
Wolf did mention earlier that the handwriting was messy, and Mel's was the one holding up his left hand. So I don't know if that's part of the clue as well.
What if so is the place where Mel's was like solid ground now, or is there
Yes.
like a hole where he was?
Nope, it's solid.
So maybe someone now stands?
stand in his place.
Yeah? Hold up
and
the
make
left
same
hand?
pose?
I mean, doesn't hurt to try, I guess. Although,
Alright.
I don't suppose they're doing anything, but I'll try it.
Durali,
Right now that the book's
as you
there.
do, you get the sense this is a weird pose, like only something like a caster would use. But otherwise, nothing happens.
Definitely like a spell or something.
Is there a spell I can think of? Because there's a lot of spells that require hand movement. Is there a spell I can think of that would require this?
That's
It looks to be generally the same base for most spells. There's not much. It looks to be a very simple like starting of a spell.
Is there a
but-
spell like that helps with reading text?
Not a spell that I know.
Yeah, I guess you're not like a wizard.
Is this is the reversed text like in like would be considered another language?
As you look
Or
at
is
it, it does read it as if you were reading a different language. Yeah. It's very similar to a really badly designed version of modern Undercommon.
I don't speak Undercommon, I don't think.
Uh,
No.
I don't think
I
any
know
of us do.
thieves can't. Does that help?
No, thieves can't.
That's good.
Hey, fuck you. Thieves can.
Yeah, I mean, God, I have tongues, so that's
Does
only
anyone
with
speak-
spoken language, guys.
Yes, I also have tongues, but it doesn't really help.
Anyone speak
three.
Undercommon?
Man,
Please?
Pregos have fucking tongues.
I'm a talker. You really think I don't have tongues?
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
I mean, I think
shit.
all of us have tongues if we can talk.
Oh, be quiet, you.
The girl's just in the
Let's
corner with Key right
see.
now.
Let's see.
And so the ceiling has yet to change at all.
I cast friends on the mirror.
You watch as on the opposite side you suddenly hear the tablet growling at you.
Oh,
Oh shit.
Oh, so whatever you
knows?
cast does the opposite.
Not friends, I guess.
So maybe you do cast through the mirror. Was I right?
Does anyone
That's
know
a-
enemies abound?
What if?
I will also say suddenly both of the Great Worms seem to focus on you, Stumpy, even though they're still stuck.
Oh no! I thought you wanted the fight dragons.
Ah, shh. I'm not here.
They seem to track you as you look about or as you move about.
You don't know what my fucking stealth is yet.
From your stealth check earlier, they do.
Their passive perception isn't higher than.
I know, I rolled. These aren't the Great Worms you're thinking they are. You just gotta let yours look at the base stats for what I built.
Yo, what if I cast command and just say close until the tablet opens?
Hey, do that.
this point.
I feel like you should cast command and tell it to like answer.
Well, then it wouldn't answer.
Yeah, wouldn't it say fuck you?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, say that again, Stumpy. My apologies. I mean, I guess I'll go across into that same area where Stumpy cast his spell and command and just say close.
As you do, you see the both walls open up another third of the way, now 2/3 of the way. The grass cracks slightly. The command spell actually does go through, and you see as the tablet. And what you give as your command word?
Close.
Close. You see the thing seems to smash itself, and you watch as the tablet breaks on the ground. Nothing happens though.
If the tablet's broken, then wouldn't the meteor swarm go off?
Nothing.
Well, I guess that. Well, I mean, they broke the tablet. It's like almost like the tablet broke itself.
Now we don't have a tablet, and
now,
we're
is
not
there
closer to the
anything?
answer.
Now, what about this tablet? Is there anything?
As you look it up and down, yeah, give me an investigation check.
Maybe we
someone else
need
got
to-
do that. That's it too.
I'll give it a shot.
Maybe
It's
we just
made of
need to
granite.
read what it says backwards, even if we don't speak the language.
16.
Maybe it's a spell.
The tablet itself, for what you see, Key. And 16, Durali. As you look it through, it's granite, but you do notice on the inside of the cracks there are weird words, and as you start to read them, there's spells written in reverse inside the tablet.
And the thing about the reverse words thing, I asked him about that about 10 minutes ago, and he told me no. If it was, but now there are spells inside the tablet. So that sounds fun.
They all look to be written
And they're
in
written
reverse.
backwards.
Yes,
Do we have
correct.
to write it backwards in the mirror or speak it backwards in the mirror?
All right, we possibly have one more chance.
I feel like if it's a spell that requires a spoken command, maybe don't, because you speaking is what raised the wall. So I definitely think it's a spell command or whatever, but I don't. I think if we get the wrong spell.
So holding the spell up in the mirror, what does it say?
What spell?
The
You're just
one
gonna-
inside the
one of the ones in the tablet. As you do, as you look at it, it does. It reads. Let me find the exact spell. I wasn't actually expecting someone to think to do that.
Hey.
I thought the tablet was still in the mirror, but.
No, it was shattered. It shattered. Fell to the ground.
Oh, it fell. Okay, yeah.
As you read it, it reads counterspell in reverse.
Is it fucking counterspell? Oh.
Would you guys like me to
counter spell at the mirror.
I'll say I have counter also.
What do you say, Stumpy? When you cast it?
What's the opposite of counterspell? Is there anything that's the opposite of counterspell?
I make it a subtle spell and I don't say shit.
Avoiding any issues. The counterspell, you watch as it goes through, and on the opposite side, suddenly you can feel magic emanating from the statue of Zome. But nothing else happens in the room.
Ooh, so maybe we have to do that with both of them?
How do we bring the Mel statue back? It ran away.
Does it pop up now, maybe, conveniently?
It does not.
God damn it.
As you look again, by the way, Lucius, and another chunk of it, the inside of it reads Dispel Magic on the opposite side, or written in reverse. And as you look through another one, you see something that reads Meteor Swarm, and it continues on, just listing off spells from all sorts of different schools of magic. Just all written in reverse.
Let's see.
Can I mend the statue back? Do you want to? Does mend require a verbal component?
The spells keep changing in there.
Guys, I think the answer is Meteor Swarm.
Yeah, so it means you can cast it one of the three ways. So are you going to do it verbally with your hands or with the materials you brought? It is specific for this reason. Depending on your answer, you might get something different happening. Just keep that in mind.
And Maya, I'm sorry to tell you, I don't think any of us here know Meteor Swarm. None of us are wizards.
No, just speak it. It'll be fine. What is the opposite of Meteor Swarm? What would happen?
Well, because
Rock.
Stumpy casted Counterspell somatically, right?
Yes.
And that happened. This Counterspell is actually just a somatic spell, anyways. Let me see. May I? I don't have Dispel Magic, I don't think.
I do.
Maybe part of
Can it
the
be casted
master.
somatically?
I was gonna say maybe part of the master magic in a way that defies it is casting these spells without the verbal components, just doing it anyway.
It's marked as verbal somatic.
Durali, why don't you give me a history check with that? Because you're a proper caster.
As part is history not high, not an intelligence build. Still rolled a 17 overall.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that pretty much any caster, every single caster, even in the modern day, learns somatic and material-based as well as verbal. Verbal's, while considered difficult, they are all equally seen amongst almost all casters.
Okay. Fair enough.
Is there a way to cast without using any kind of component, like verbal, somatic, just casting?
Is there a spell like that?
Like an at-will cast, just you think
What
it's
I
done?
just did.
Isn't there a
Oh.
reaction?
Oh,
Yeah,
that-
Counterspell's a reaction spell.
As long as it don't take materials, I can do it without those.
Oh. Do you
You
want
want
to
me
try
to
one of
just
the other
spell it on
spells
the
in the
other
book?
side?
Yeah, I'd say give it a shot if that works.
Sure.
Because I mean, the
If we,
counterspell did something.
We all get fucked by great worms. This was really frustrating. Wasn't quite a pleasure.
No, I agree. This was the worst room to come
Puzzles aren't
into.
my thing.
Should we do it on the
Can I
Zelm
read
side?
Dispel Magic backwards?
Yeah, as you do, you watch as the door slam back down onto the ground, and the door opens up.
What the
Oh my
What?
fucking god!
It was just dispel magic.
And you see as Zelm and Mel suddenly appear as they walk off. One climbs out of the ground from as the statue, and the other walks off and goes. And Zelm continues, and goes, "To avoid being detected by dragons and them learning my magic, I learned to speak everything backwards. So I created a clone of myself that could cast willingly backwards to avoid ever being counterspelled, as they could never figure out what spell I was casting." And Mel
my
starts
God.
talking in a strange language.
Oh my god.
All right,
Mel
you know what?
speaks and reads backwards. That's an awful fate to have.
As you all just kind of sigh, and the two statues kind of fall into the ground and dissipate.
Alright, through the door,
Lucius,
guys. Through the door.
Lucius,
Great job,
Lucius, I owe you a drink. I owe you so many drinks.
Yeah.
How long were you sitting on that one, bud?
Oh, about 30 seconds.
You know, I'm just like just sitting there waiting. Alright.
That was the easy one. I'm gonna be honest. I'm concerned from here.
How are we
No,
supposed to
sorry.
know? How
Okay.
are we supposed to know to break
Know
the tablet
How
open?
we can fucking tell that it's gonna be a tough puzzle? It's because you made it yourself when you were fucking stoned, so it makes no sense.
Oh no, that one I did when I was
anything in
sober.
that- What did anything in that riddle have to do with anything that we did to actually get out of the room?
Because also one thing, you made it very clear that breaking it was a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah!
I told you guys. we should've
I
punched
depicted
it.
as if you physically harmed it. Yes. Like that. And that was done, and also the fact that's why I gave Lucius a second vision. Also, secondly, the whole thing, the real giveaway was the fact that it was done in the offhand. They're both reverse of each other. That Mel's name is literally the reverse reading of Zelm's name. There's a mirror. And then I made 2 opposite Great Worm colors to really hammer that opposite.
Grey Worm colors
See,
wasn't
see,
gonna
I
give you
told you.
anything.
I was like really hammering home, guys.
Opposite.
It's the reverse. That's the whole
the
point.
opposite and reverse vibe. I just didn't know what we were
Yeah, 'cause
reversing.
Alright.
That's
so
why I
we're
added in the
really
casting
hammering
thing.
it home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, it was kind of like I thought. We had to cast something in the mirror. The only issue is I didn't know what that was. Like I got the vibe down. I just was too stupid to figure out the
But
spell.
and you said you didn't expect any of us to actually break the stone that way?
No. I expected immediately with the statue thing for you all to figure it out.
Damn. Well,
I mean,
happy to
it's like-
disappoint.
Also, then again, the Great Worms again, and then the name. That just everything about him has
I
always
don't
been
think
the
Grey
reverse.
Worms would have given any
I'm sorry,
The
none
Great
of you
Worms
took
seems like
color
a threat.
theory. Well,
No,
that's
like,
why I
know
named
they're
their color.
opposites.
What?
I just thought that was like a hey, you need to hurry it up or you'll die.
Nope.
Dude,
I thought
all
that
I
was-
thought about was that old science meme you sent a while ago of the 2 dragons stuck in a scientist's giant glass.
And
thing.
I don't really. Are colors really opposites of one another?
On the color wheel, yes.
Color
Also,
wheel.
opposite and reverse are not the same thing.
I know, but I was trying to hammer everything home that the combination of the 2 would kind of get your brains thinking. I'm sorry that it was too many options to think about.
Listen.
Next time, I'll just write it on a piece of paper, hang it in the room, and see how long it takes you to figure it out.
Like, you did that
I
with
like
the
that.
pull door, and we kind of got there.
Alright. So what,
Listen,
Great.
it was magic based, and I'm playing Sigrun, so I knew this was gonna go bad.
now we have the first Zun, Adolf, and Naro, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
narrow. Yeah, you got 3.
Whatever this guy, and I point over Morn, says is a fun room, we don't go in that one.
First son.
He's just regretting all of this.
If I can't punch something in here, I'm going to be pissed.
I don't think any of these rooms have something to punch.
Not unless you fail. You can successfully fail.
But at the least I could punch the room without it killing us instantly. You know what I mean? I have the ability to at will punch things. I couldn't
Alright.
in that room.
This one, I will say the first one is, I will note, I'm just gonna give this to you. This one is the most difficult because this one was written with a lot more lore in mind, which none of you have actually gotten to read. So I'm gonna warn you
different
now.
Different room then.
It also has the harshest punishments. I'm gonna tell you right
Oh
off
my
the bat.
god.
The guy giving us a hug, secretly evil? I didn't see that coming.
Not evil. Yeah, see, if you want to do the first son, I'm down. There's also Nadaf, and Narrow.
Who wants
It was
to
just
do...
an orb.
Let's do the orb. How, you guys down to
Do
the
we
orb?
want-
Do we ponder the orb?
For the orb? Yeah. Guys, what do you think?
What was the question? The kitten was exploring. I had to chase the dogs away.
Do we ponder the orb? Basically, Royce
sounds
just said that the
scary.
first sun,
Lucius is lost.
the first sun is the most lore heavy and difficult room. So we were like, maybe we should just go to the orb.
Hug it.
First
Do we
son,
wanna-
first son.
No!
Yes! Wait, he's with me.
It is. It's all. I think. No.
No.
It's too late in the evening. My brain cells have already died from the first
Exactly.
2 rooms.
We'll go in, we won't get it for like 20 minutes, and then we'll get a week to think about it.
I mean, true, but also like all my brain cells have died in the process.
Stumpy just leaves. Stumpy just walks back and just decides he's done and leaves through the front door. Which, as you look back, you do see the door you came through is still unlocked.
Oh, we can leave. We can
Me
leave.
too, Stumpy. Me too.
What's
No,
the
you're
point of
stuck
us?
here.
What's the point of us doing this again? Why do we need to become the new lords?
I'm gonna reach for the.
So
the first sun
Longlethus,
door.
because didn't
Okay.
Longlethus tell us to do it?
Well,
he
no,
told
none
me
of us
Durali-
know that. Yeah, that's all
we were told
Durali.
that. We were told
Durali
that.
just told us to go there.
No, because when we met up after I had mentioned the thing about Log left me in the castle, he said, Log's son said, Log has asked you to do this, like these trials.
Oh yeah, that's right.
All right.
In order to
I thought that was with the memory wipe. No, yeah, I remember now.
Uh, As you look over, you do see the two statues of the twin of Mel's and Zelm seem to now be shiningly smiling with very bright porcelain teeth, their eyes now glowing. Both of them now carrying what looks to be a very strange-looking cannon-like thing in front of them. That you see little magical orbs that seem to be depicted as floating around it.
The statues are like, their eyes move when we walk and stuff, right?
All of them do, yes, after you light up the first one.
Hey, which one should we do next?
They just follow you, they don't respond. However, as you see, Lucius is holding on to the first sun door. It does not open, but...
I roll persuasion for the statues to
move your eyes. Show us with your
sure.
eyes.
Sure, Durali, roll perception, or persuasion. Let's see what you got.
Durali, I believe in you.
I'm just like very annoyingly shaking the doorknob for the room.
It continues not
like, it won't open. I'm just gonna drive them nuts.
You chose the Zelman Meld door, alright?
Durali, with your persuasion.
Lucius.
Hold on. The statues look on at you and don't seem to give you any sign.
I vote the orb.
First.
Something about my instincts tell me this'll challenge me in a way that will make me rage, and that doesn't seem good in here.
Well, regardless of whatever we choose, we all have to agree. Remember, the doors won't open unless we all agree.
No shit!
Vormorn and Tycharis both look tired.
What would convince you guys to come over to the orb?
Orb for President 2024?
What's a president?
I'm very convinced to not go over there now.
What if we settle in the middle and go with the elf guy? What if we go with Nadaf?
Nadaf? I say we can settle in the middle.
Yeah, just in the middle. It's not as mysterious as the orb. It's not as difficult as the first sun.
Also, Nadaf has the short backstory DM's written. Kind of sad.
Yep. All right,
I'm feeling sad right now.
Does the whole party go there? Okay.
Did we wait for Wolf, or did he legit?
No, Stumpy left.
He's gone. He left.
Okay.
All right.
Time for sad. Let's go.
All right. So to Nadaf's room, as you again open the doors, you see as you are pushed through once again a wall of force behind you, appearing to block your exit. In this room, you see skulls of elves, dwarves, and gnolls all on display with different weapons, armors, items, crowns. Each seems to have a differing image painted above them, displaying the different ways they were slain by Nadaf, and followed by a picture next to or below them of him pillaging their hometowns and ravaging the locals. On the opposite side of this wall of skulls, you seem to see the imagery of those that you have all kept close. Those who you consider family to each of you. While each of you don't see the other's painting, you can see your own. Other paintings just depicting your own as you overlap and look at them. Showing Nadaf holding what looks to be a strange rubied dagger to their throat, and them in chains left at his feet. And as you see both these depictions, another astral projection comes forth, and you see this pointed-eared, looking tall drow-like creature, and it begins to speak. I, who managed to do the impossible, born with a rare disease, it kept me going until I would not. I fought hundreds of warriors of renown, slaying thousands who would stand against her. They would try to corrupt what she was, but I would not allow it. She was mine, she could be no one else's. For truly, I believed I wanted her. But what was she truly? And don't worry, I will be copying and pasting that for you.
Out of character, as a reminder, his statue had a second item that was broken, so he couldn't see what it was. He had a gauntlet and something else.
What's
so
funny
I feel like
Monday found the gauntlet item. We have that item. We don't know what the other thing is.
I was gonna say, out of character, I feel like it has to do with the other item, but unless it has to do with the gauntlet.
I read about that item because Dean wrote it in the lore sheet.
Mm-hmm. Would it be the dagger that we see in the paintings?
Out of character, so.
Would it? I don't know if the dagger has anything to do with anything, but it's a ruby dagger and it's like a ruby gauntlet. So.
Oh, also, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and try to learn about the room.
I will say, the other piece that Nadolf is famous for is his armor. As you read about the room, go ahead and roll your history, see what you get.
22.
22. Yeah, as you see the depiction of the people kind of looking at the skulls, one of them, a group of adventurers kind of picks them up. Suddenly, almost out of the imagery of on the right side or on the left side, where you see Nadolf holding your loved ones in chains and with knives to their throats, a almost strange phantom-like version of him comes running out with his blackened armor and a giant glaive as the hero or the adventurers try to cut at the creature, realizing they're faster. Their weapons go right through as they're cut down one after another.
Oh, good.
So Nadolf
Shadow
is the kind
Nadolf.
of person. Actually, sorry. Go ahead, Lucius.
Oh, good. Shadow Nadolf. We're gonna get cut down if we don't get through this. Sure, we already knew this, but I have seen it again. So.
Nadolf seems like the kind of person who killed people and then enslaved their family, loved ones.
Can I make a history check to see if Sigrun would know of him, since he's clearly such a prominent, like, warrior?
Yeah.
Like, battle? Because I feel like Sigrun would have, like, knowledge on this stuff.
Yeah, feel free to roll a history check.
Alright.
Actually, I'll give you advantage for this, and there's a reason why that I don't think you remember.
I probably don't, but I feel... Oh, fuck, we were in the Drowlands for a while. God damn it, this is gonna... Okay, 17 total.
You recall, your compatriot, the one you were guarding, she was related to Nadolf. You remember her telling you about the fact that her mother was ravaged by Nadolf after he wiped out a city, and that Nadolf was depicted by the princess as her husband, supposedly, to be. He was a very powerful-looking figure. When you saw him, he was still very strong-looking, wearing his blackened armor. But Sarah, I believe was the name of the character,
yes, Sarah,
had the gauntlet with her. Before she had passed
why
on.
The gauntlet's familiar, and then her mother. So would it be Sarah? Would it be the? That wouldn't be the answer, would it? Sarah wouldn't have been born for this.
Well, what? So Sarah's mother was ravaged by Nadolf?
Yes.
Yeah.
After he wiped out a town, he took the town and basically had his way with every woman that he could find.
Yeah, I don't think
Nadolf
that
is
would
not
have.
dead.
He is now. Ogum saw to that.
But he was one of the longest lived lords.
Yes.
But this wasn't built recently.
No. And I don't think the name of a random woman he took advantage of would be the answer.
I will say, you would know that Sarah didn't have drow features. She had high elf features.
Huh.
What was this? Does anybody know of this? What's this so-called rare disease that Nadolf had?
You can give me a medicine check or a history check with disadvantage.
I was gonna say, would Sigrun didn't hear anything about that?
Or
no,
one or the other?
You can take the history at disadvantage or just a straight medicine check.
What is my medicine?
I guess I'll do medicine.
Oh fuck, Key, no, hold up, no, please don't.
Yes, Key, go.
Yes.
Yes,
go, Key.
Because Key's got a fucking amazing medicine from their fucking perception as well.
Oh, Key, I believe in you.
You gotta let me know what you roll. 19. Okay, not as great as I thought you'd get. 19. So, Nadolf, historically, some depict him as a lot darker than most drow. Oh, you got a 2. Fuck, there you go, that's why.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so Nadolf is depicted as... like most paintings and statues of him as standing next to most high elves. From your experience, Key, very little with the high elves, but you do know there is a rare thing about them. Their albinoism doesn't make them more fair-skinned, as their race is naturally fair-skinned. It actually makes them darker. It's a very rare thing that makes them darker than drow, which almost gives them black skin, and it gives them white hair traditionally.
Oh, so he's...
By the way, that his armor is made from drow that he skinned.
So he's a high elf, but with his version of albinism.
He's albino.
That isn't a disease that slowly kills people, is it though? As from what I know, like out of character, that just gives like typically it gives like issues with the sun and like immune issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your immune system is weaker, so you're more susceptible.
So he had a weakened immune system. Does that have to do anything?
I mean,
with the...
would it though? I mean, I don't know how that would work if it works in the same way.
It kept me going until I would not. I don't know what that means. Maybe if it's the opposite, it made his immune system like super powerful so he couldn't get sick. Like he wouldn't age.
Alright, because I feel bad, I'm gonna give this little hint to you. It has nothing to do with the disease.
Oh.
At all.
Okay.
But I was giving that to you because
like
yes, I will let you know. Every one of these will have monologuing moments in them about them that may hint towards what the information is about, but may not. I realize that these are they didn't design these to be easy.
So I assume the goal is to try to find out who she truly was.
That is the question.
It might be an abstract concept. It could be a real concept. It also could be the name of his object, or if his object was sentient, could be the name of the person behind it.
I feel like in most cases, a man like this is fighting for someone, whether it be an actual woman or something that is referred to as she, like a ship or something like that.
I just read it, because I just reread his items in the lore sheet in their background. His gauntlets were not made by him. They were given to him by the Primordials during a war with the Spithian Queen.
Do the items have, names?
He created the armor. He did not create the gauntlets.
And Drawley pulls out a little history book suddenly.
Hey, I'm holding one of the Lord...
I couldn't remember, because it's been so long since Sarah was around. The gauntlets didn't have, names, right? Like, it didn't have a name.
I believe they were just called the, well, eventually they would later gain their name, but they're called the Prime Gauntlets, yeah.
Yeah.
Which are right
now... I guess the big question is who or what was Nadav fighting for? Because he was fighting against the Spithian Queen, correct?
From how it's written, I think so.
They would try to corrupt what she was.
I was saying, it says the Primordials gave him the weapon in the war against Spithian. They wouldn't give it to him if he was fighting for the Spithian Queen. So I would think.
I fought hundreds of warriors, slaying thousands. Who would stand against her? They would corrupt her, or try to corrupt what she was, but I would not allow it. She was mine. She could be no one else's.
He truly believed he wanted her, but what was she really? It sounds like either a very specific person, or it sounds like an abstract concept. Like, I thought I wanted her, but what was she really?
Okay, and he was a high elf. Was there any, prominent high elf noble of that time?
Oh, yeah. Well, not during the First Age, because, again, the elves don't really begin their history till a little while after.
There's, legends or something.
Yeah, the first one is actually, the most famous from the first portion of the dwarves is the first elven king that's listed, Venzorwin, and then the first drow, who would later turn into the Spithian Queen. You'd know enough of that general information without a history check. To get specific names and stuff, you'd need a history check.
Caleb, we're trying to figure out who this person truly is. I don't know if love is a person or a thing.
It could be just not that it's for a particular person, but just in general, he wanted love.
I don't think he wanted love when he was pillaging. I don't.
No, I don't think love is the correct answer. It might have been a motivation.
The thing that catches me is it asks at the end, what was she truly? So whoever the thing is, we have to know what she truly is. That's the answer.
He fought for the Primordials.
But who were they really?
Well, so maybe it's something Genasi related.
Could be.
I mean, the only thing I could think of is the Giantess had control over the elements, but that doesn't seem right.
I know during their time, the Genasi had one god. But I also know the 12 Lords were anti-god as a whole.
Hmm.
That was their whole...
Well, I mean, then again, like, some gods could refer to themselves as gods, or be a god to their people, but not actually be gods.
Is there...
The Genasi god was a god. She was a primordial goddess.
Do the skulls in the paintings with all the people enslaved and killed, do any of them have name plaques?
They do, but as you look them over, the names are so faded and outdated that you can't really make anything out.
Mending! Do it, Key!
Mending will not work. I'm just gonna save you the time.
Just give it a really good dusting.
But as you look about, you do recognize that one of the dwarfs looks very similar to the old High King's depiction, and it looks like Nadolf cuts them down on a battlefield. Of dwarves versus elves. You also notice that one of them, as you look closely now, one of the pictures from this is they are holding a banner with what looks to be a female elvish depiction of a woman, a depiction of a female elvish woman crying a single tear while looking down at what looks to be a sundial on her hand.
So he was fighting for either a person or a goddess. That's on his banner.
Maybe this is the picture.
However,
he became a 12 Lord.
in another depiction, it shows him cutting down some ruler of the High Elves and taking his crown as a trophy. Another shows him cutting down an Eric Cochran scholar and taking away what looks to be a very large book of theirs that he's displayed as a trophy. As you look about, the depictions each continue on with 6 different races and 6 different areas.
6.
But
is
they
there
seem
a goddess with promise?
You know what? I think we should assume this was a god that eventually, like in his past, before he became a 12 Lord, which turned him against the gods.
Is anyone of us good at religion? Because I know for a fact Sigrun isn't, to identify the woman on the banner.
Isn't Key a cleric?
He is, in fact, a cleric.
Key, are you good at religion? I know not all clerics.
Are they fiend or undead, from what I can tell?
As you look on the depiction, you can tell it's Fae.
Oh, Fae woman. Interesting.
Well, I rolled I rolled a 15 at advantage.
It's very similar. You've seen this depiction once before in your travels. You had a brief stint with your party while they were in the Isle of Man, and you remember someone selling potted plants with this depiction on it and calling it something about the true lady or Lady of Time or something along those lines.
The flower still.
I will relay that
How
information.
do I recognize that?
Let's see. She's the one that made Shogun immortal when he left the party.
Fuka also failed as one of his characters, as his blind cleric.
Fuck. I don't remember her name, but I remember her.
Yeah, she was prior to Harouge.
As Vasul.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was before the Beast of Time who you served.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Why do I? Because I feel like I remember reading lore, and she was somewhere in the First Age as well.
Yeah, and shit, wasn't she like killed or something by the High King? Or something
That's
like fucked over
supposedly
by him?
how the story goes.
Yeah, she was like mega fucked over by him. Because I remember this when I was like as Zaya, I believe.
She got fucked over, but she clearly not dead if she showed up again.
And
not
yeah,
too
and
long
she was
ago.
like, kind of like biding her time or something to get back at him. I think
When
there was something
Durali,
about.
when you start to look at the pictures, the armors on these creatures look to be very simple in design and very old. The even the metalwork of the dwarven army seems to be very shoddy at best compared to modern day.
So this is old. This is even.
By your guess, each of the paintings were done to depict creatures probably around the age of expansion at the latest.
Yeah, you said that Lucius like relayed something about the Orklands like flowers we got, right?
There was a
Or
flower
not.
named after her, and it was in the Isle of Man, not in the.
Oh, Isle of Man. I thought it was the
No.
Orklands for some reason. Shit.
Would that be a nature check to recall the name of the flower?
I
Yes,
remember.
but I'm gonna tell you right now, to save me having to look it up, it won't. It doesn't help. It won't help you.
She's. Oh, I feel like her name starts with an A. Just from out of character, what I remember of that like lore.
Key kind of speaks up and says, "It couldn't be that he wanted more time."
Ooh.
I mean, like,
Or
couldn't
that
it
couldn't it be?
mean?
Oh,
Yeah, couldn't it be that?
Then you should probably type it
Time
in.
was his and no one else's. He truly believed he wanted time, but what was time truly? Does that make sense?
We're trying to figure out who she was truly. It's not like I can't imagine it's love or
Lucius and Durali, given your characters' backstories, give me a general, I'll say wisdom check for both of you.
Who and Durali?
Lucius and Durali.
18. I
What
rolled
kind?
Wisdom.
Oh.
Just a wisdom check. Oh, Lucius, I heard you, Durali. Don't worry.
We
Wait a minute,
should
I'm
have
scrolling
gone
down
with
to
the
56.
orb.
10.
10. Lucius, nothing clicks with this, but Durali, you know and understand the concept of love, and as you're kind of looking on at this, given your own experiences with your life, it's not as if it looks like Nadolf is depicted as any sort of love or romantical relations with the Lady of Time. It looks more like he's representing her. Sort of like a champion or as a soldier more than anything else. None of the depictions show anything that catches your attention that it was like a love lost, like in your from your own perspective of how time works on this. It's not love lost. There's no aspect of that moving in there.
Yeah, it seems like a loyal soldier kind of deal.
Yeah, like a servant, like a devotion.
Also, according to Lord, Lady of Time's true name is Long Lost. Nobody fucking knows. But she is the younger sister of Alenta. At least that's the belief.
Alenta, that's probably the name I was thinking of. Because it starts with an A.
She was made to be Alenta's younger sister by Alenta.
Because she's a god.
Yes.
Not each of the depictions though show Nadolf using or portraying her in the background though. Only the one.
The one single image.
And now, is it like the first image show her, or
They seem to shudder and change throughout. As you look at it. It doesn't seem to be in a particular order. They just seem to move every few seconds as if they're switching places. Not in any particular pattern as you watch.
Six races, 6 images.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something.
Only one of them depicts him with the Lady of Time in the back, Lady of Time's banner in the background.
and there's a lot of reference to her. She was mine.
That's what he put. Yes, that's what he stated.
Yeah. That might. And was that the?
As
and
Key-
the one with the.
He kind of brings up that the 12 Lords were anti-god.
Yes, but I assume, with a lot of people in this world, they get fucked over by gods. So this could possibly be a time
Maybe
before he was anti-god.
Because the High King didn't like this lady, and the High King's been known to shapeshift. Could it be that he thought he was serving the Lady of Time, and it was actually like the High King or something?
From what I
Like
from what I saw,
another
Lady of
god?
Time- Lady of Time hated the High King, which made the High King hate her because she hated him first.
Yeah, I feel like this is like a shape changer thing. Maybe like he thought.
I'm
It
wondering
was someone who was
if
someone else.
she betrayed him in some way.
The thing other thing I'm seeing is she was very innocent, at least at the beginning, which she grew into hatred and anguish eventually later, but that was down the line.
So, in the depiction, in the army that's carrying the banners, are they all elves, or they have other races?
As you look on, the first one of him with the Lady of Time is him leading what looks to be all high elves against roughly what you'd surmise to be mountain dwarfs. They look a little bit more robust, but as similar as possible.
Okay, so and this was the picture of him like slaying the High King, right?
Yes, what looks like the similar to the old High King, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's very widespread at this point from all we've learned that he kept splitting and making other versions of himself.
Man was
Yeah.
Voldemort's secret.
Like, and there were like 4
Man was doing mitosis.
kept making more.
Is there
Yeah.
anything that represents the lady on the pictures that have the imagery of those being enslaved by Nadov?
Sorry, I was on mute. Say that again?
So there's the one with the painted lady, one with the Lady of Time on him in his conquest, but is there any picture on the opposite side of those that he had depicting him like enslaving people?
Yeah. As you look through each, you see elves. You see it switches to your own personal races as you stand around and look at it for too long. But for a few seconds, as you turn and look, you do see him enslaving all types and ravaging towns of all races. It seems to shift. There's no border to him. There's no limit, if you will.
Did he, in any of the stories I heard, when it came to him like ravaging and assaulting women and impregnating them, was there a specific type of woman he'd go for, or was it just any in a town?
It seems to be a spoils of war kind of concept.
Okay, I was just curious if it was solely like people who might have looked like this goddess.
And
But
can you please re-describe, because you said there was a statue of him in the center?
Yeah, let me look. No, falling towns on the opposite side. No, there's no statue in the center. It's just
His
him. It
armor.
was him
Gotcha, 'cause I
speaking.
heard something
Oh,
about
the statue.
like a red dagger or something.
The statue. Oh no, the dagger was as you stay there and look at the imagery too long. It shows your closest loved one, the one you care about the most, having a dagger put to their throat and being held by him, while he ravages
Yeah.
your
so
hometown.
the dagger might be connected to the goddess, or might be connected to whoever the actual answer is. But I don't know enough about gods to know that.
Is it gods or is it daggers? Let's just call it the informal daggers.
Poison daggers in your asshole.
It's
I
always
feel
been-
like I remember hearing about a red dagger, but I could just be misremembering. now.
Of course, we don't know how many answers that we have. We don't
You haven't given one yet.
exactly.
You said there are 3 answers that could be chosen, which makes me think it's multiple choice.
There are 3 different answers that could be used in this situation. Yes.
I would like to give an answer.
Okay.
Betrayer.
As you say this out loud, you see one of the paintings, or one painting on each side of the walls. One of them that was depicting one of the depictions of him fighting and killing someone, the other of enslaving your hometown. Seems to switch to a perfect painting of him just smiling at you while holding a giant glaive and in blackened armor.
I don't know if that's a
Okay,
good or
I'm
bad
going to
sign.
say that's probably a bad thing.
Yeah, because he's gonna be the one to kill us.
Threat one of him coming to murder us all.
Okay. That was my answer. Was probably wrong.
There are 5 more paintings that you can count on either side of the wall. Well, 5 more
Is
on
there-
each side.
Was there any lore that suggested she might not have been an actual god? Like she was a false god or something? Maybe that's it.
Well, it's like, he wanted her, but like wanted her out of love or out of like greed and conquest.
Maybe
Well,
he
we know it
wanted
wasn't-
her power.
He gave me that. It wasn't out of love.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe her power, but she wasn't really the Lady of Time? Maybe she was something else? Question mark.
I'm not answering the questions here.
I was more seeing what
Yeah,
the group
no.
thought of that like train of thought, and then I didn't get anything.
Yeah, I'm trying to think as well. Lucius, any insight?
Lucius, you've been pretty good at this so far.
I'm thinking something along the lines of power.
That's what I was thinking, but I don't know what exact way.
I mean, the last time you saw him, Sigrun, supposedly along with Lucius, was when you two saw him supposedly as marrying the princess. And he didn't recognize Sarah as his daughter and kept avoiding her.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think he loved the princess. He was definitely just marrying for power.
What was she truly? This maybe Lady of Time. Perhaps a surrogate. I don't know. The means to an end.
I'll give this hint. All three answers are all separate from each other. It depends on how you look at this whole situation.
So maybe there is one where it's abstract, one where it's the lady, and one where it's something else entirely. I'm wondering though if we have 3 chances or if the paintings are our chances. Like we have 5 more.
Oh, I will confirm you have 5 more shots.
Okay. We could try Sarah's name. I just don't think it's actually gonna work.
That's
It's
probably
too
not.
recent. It's too recent for when this was built.
That's what I was thinking. What do we remember? Do our characters remember the name of the princess, the drow princess?
She never gave you her name.
Even then, that's too soon.
That's true. Well, how long
Also,
did drow
you would know that she at most, from high elf standards, would only live a few hundred years.
Oh, right. Because high elves live like the longest.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. I don't. I feel like there's an abstract answer, and I just don't know what it is unless it's something we brought up and dismissed ourselves. I feel like maybe victory, or because what, he takes trophies of the people he kills. So there's a thing of pride here. There's a thing of victory and pride that runs
You know what?
thematic to this.
That could be it. For I truly believe I want her, but what was she truly? Maybe she was just
Like-
truly a trophy or a prize for him.
That could be, because like last time we ignored the theme of the room with the last 2. That was apparently the answer. So if the theme here is that he takes things and slaves them for his own will, maybe maybe trophy is the answer, or like prize.
Go for it.
He didn't really love her. He just wanted her as a trophy.
Are we gonna slot that in? Trophy?
Yep.
Trophy or
Is it
like
trophy?
prize.
You see Nadolf appears in front of you as a light and goes, "A trophy everyone is, to be claimed and mounted upon my wall. My name reflects in everyone's." And then the image fades as the door opens.
Yeah! Let's go!
Do you want to do another, or would you like to call that there?
No, I think we call it today. But can we know what the other answers were?
Yeah. Ambition or depravity.
Fair.
Oh. So
his-
like, yeah. So,
so-
they were abstract concepts.
I'll put this out there at the end of the stream. Yeah. So to answer your question, Robert actually almost got it when he said power a few seconds before you a lot. And yes, the depiction was that he was always an ambitious man who wanted everything. He focused on his depravity, seeking every single pleasure he could find was another answer. And that's what she was another reason for depravity, or trophy could be used, as in the fact that,
So
yes.
it was
It was very depraved.
It was a It was about the goddess, but yeah, the answer wasn't her name. It was just.
Nope, it was all about him, as the room depicted. Nothing
Yep.
of her other than that one painting. But we thank you all.
See, it's the theme.
Before we go, I'm going to reward the players with the XP that they managed to avoid. As I only think it's fair that you all get to hear the reaction of what they were at.
Uh-oh, I'm scared.
Well, you gotta realize you missed out on fighting 2 great worms.
Apparently homebrewed as well.
That storm giant, and maybe that golem bear.
A shadow of Nero and whatever that golem bear was.
Yeah. And then lastly was okay. And then I'll just do.
Do I get my level up that I'm gonna get off of this?
Yes. This is considered a peaceful area until you guys screw up. Let me put that down, and then so there you go. All right. As the party takes a moment to look through XP, leveling themselves up. That is half of what you normally would have gotten each if you had actually had to fight the encounters, just a note. Yeah. We thank you all for watching. Nothing was below CR20 today, so we are really excited. And going forward, it's going to get worse, because the other 6 are even harder. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for Monday's dungeon that they are going to be chasing themselves through. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you then. Oh yeah, you only finished 4.
Individually. But wait, but there's only